What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wardcast, your weekly source for video game news, machinima, and survival horror discussion, updates on the Ward, and more. I'm your host, Sean Clark, alongside Jazz Rich,
I posted the link on Discord.
I tried.
Alec Funnel,
My pronouns this week is cocknose and fuck your feelings.
and Carmen de la Cruz.
Woohoo! And also, hello. And also, I am.
I think your
old
camera
enough-
somehow got worse.
Mine.
Happy birthday to Carmen. That happened.
Like a week ago.
birthday, get that.
But yeah, we're back after 3 weeks. Sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, Jazz had some stuff going on one weekend, and I had computer issues going on another weekend, which is shocking. I know, never happens. But yeah,
Never.
but yeah, we're back. We almost didn't make it this weekend either because fucking bullshit. So we're doing a late episode, but we're live. We're here. Hello. Just the way the cookie crumbles and all that. This week and next week will be jam-packed with news. A lot going on in the gaming space right now. We have multiple press events. We got Tokyo Game Show. We got State of Plays, Nintendo Directs, and just lots of random things going on in the industry. Yeah. This week we're going to be talking about Unity becoming the villain of gaming, Nintendo becoming the hero that we deserve, and Tom Raider making a comeback, and more.
Umbrella.
Compareta?
But before all that, hey Jazz,
Hi.
how have your weeks been?
Nah. They were okay, I guess. Getting old, you know. I went to the cottage, didn't do much. I'm on a new medication that makes me not hungry, which is making me in turn really sleepy. Because energy is lower. So that's fun. So I went to the cottage for like 3 or 4 days and I barely ate anything, which sucks because we had spaghetti. It was my mom's spaghetti. And you know how much I love spaghetti already because it's mom's spaghetti. I was nervous. And then there was... yeah, so that's fun. That's still going on. And going back to the cottage soon. It's weird, like I just went and I'm going back soon because it's that time of year. Officially fall. Officially today fall. So I'm a little happy. Tired, but happy. And then I don't remember much what's happened in the past few weeks because it's just been like the same pretty much. Like work, get off work, sometimes watch stuff, sometimes play stuff, bed, work, bed. Meh. I did actually play a lot of games and watched a lot of stuff, though. I actually wrote down what I played and what I watched because...
Ooh, smart.
Well, I just did it today, but
Oh, what?
my PlayStation, I just realized on my phone app I can just go like to my games and it shows me what I've played, and then I just filled in the blanks with the other stuff. I played Endling, Extinction is Forever. Not what I thought it would be, so I didn't play much of that.
What is that?
Right?
What tunnel is it?
Did you not learn?
It was kind of like a side scroll that scrolls like up to the sides and like this way. I don't. It's weird, but it had a fox, and I liked foxes. It was hard to see at first because you're running through like a burning forest, so everything was just like red, and I was like, okay. I played this game called PUBG. That was fun.
Never heard of it.
I got Need for Speed Heat because I thought that it was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which I used to play a lot when I was younger, and I really liked. So I played Heat, and I was like, this is not the same at all. It's not the game I remembered. Then turns out it's because it's not the game. So then I got Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remastered, and that's the game I remember.
It was a stepping stone.
Yeah,
for you to get there.
It was like, oh hey, look, they did a remaster. I guess that okay. So I got that.
Oh, did they really? That's cool.
Yeah, so I played that. That was fun. I played some Minecraft to get back into that. I got a texture pack for it makes stuff look more realistic. I mean, it doesn't make it look super realistic, but it's pretty. It's hard to tell what's what. Just recently found out what iron looked like. It's really hard to see because it's just on stone, right? So it's like you really have to notice it. But it gives it a little bit of a challenge. I played Donkey Kong Country, just doing kind of little speed runs of that. And then Super Bomberman 2, because I already did my speed run of Super Bomberman 1, as well as did a speed run of Tetris Attacks, because the classics, just slowly going through my.
How do you speed run Tetris?
Oh, I beat the shit out of everybody every level, because it's Tetris Attacks. So like, you gotta move your blocks really quickly to like send them blocks and fuck them over. I think I literally was in the call with you guys the whole time I was playing it.
So is it like a versus kind of thing? Like, are you going against like a NPC characters or something?
Yeah, it's like 1-on-1, or you can do I believe you can plug in the multi-tap and play like 4 players. Like do 2v2. But it's whenever you get a combo of, because you have to line up 3 of the same like colors or shapes or whatever to clear them. But if you do a combo of 4 or more, you send a block to the like it blocks on top of the others, and they have to clear it by doing a combo. But then like there's the bigger the combo you make, the thicker the block, and everything's going up. So then like you're really like trying to kill them. And I'm just so fast that I'm fucking them over so fast, and then I'm just running through the whole like single player camp. Well, it's not a campaign, but it's like Mortal Kombat. You climb the ladder and you beat every level, and then you're done.
Okay, that's kind of cool. So it has like an arcade mode.
Yeah, pretty much. You just like everyone gets a little bit tougher, but I fuck them up.
It sounds a lot like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Did you ever play that?
No.
See, I was a Genesis kid, so I didn't. So how old is that game? Is it like an old game? Is it on like Super Nintendo or?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder
I don't know if
came out first.
I don't know if it was on something else before, but that's what I have it on.
I expect Tetris probably came out before.
Oh, Tetris
probably, but
I mean like this one specific. This Tetris Attack.
Oh yeah, I've seen the cover of that before.
Yeah,
that's weird. How did it's got weird blocks?
Yeah, because like the that's what I mean. Like you line up like the yellows, the stars, and it sends like one of those big fat blocks. And then the ones with the exclamation marks, so the gray ones, they're like a cement block. And so when you clear the cement blocks, I think it turns into another like clearance block. Like it doesn't clear it away. So it's just a little harder. Yeah, I don't know. We used to play it a lot at the cottage when like on rainy days or in the morning really early before like breakfast, we were allowed to play Super Nintendo for a bit. And then when it was nice, we were like, okay, Nintendo off, go outside. So we would like all play that, like me and my cousins and stuff. So it's pretty nostalgic to go back to it now and just like go through it so fast. Be like, how was this so hard when I was a kid? Oh yeah, because my cousins were also assholes like me. So it's a lot of fun. And then I watched a lot of stuff. We went to see a movie. We went to see The Nun 2 because Beth really enjoys The Nun. She enjoys it, but also she's really scared of it. So she wanted to see the second one. I didn't jump. But I was very entertained because Beth was super scared. So I was just watching her be scared of it. And I laughed a lot and I had a lot of jokes. It was fun.
Yeah,
also,
I
like popcorn.
I thought it was kind of bleh. It had some like cool what's the word? Cinematography, maybe like just some cool shots that looked really creepy sometimes. But outside of that, it just wasn't.
It had some cool like shots, but I don't like biblical like exorcism movies. They're just not. I don't like them. But I still
not even like The Exorcist.
No, I don't.
Really?
Yeah. Give me a monster or give me like spooky spirit ghost stuff. But like when it becomes like a biblical thing that requires like priests and shit, I'm like, nah. But I did laugh during the movie and like think of a lot of stupid jokes. So that was great. Been watching a lot of true crime stuff, a lot of documentaries on like historical things that happened. Historical things that happened. That's because as opposed to historical things that didn't happen. I started watching Angel, but I've only watched like 1 or 2 episodes, so I've been jumping around from shows. I'm rewatching X-Files, so I'm still on season 1, but I'm still watching that. And going into the show and tell, because something else I've been watching is something I ordered and received last week is Venture Bros.
Oh shit. The whole thing? That's
the
cool.
complete series. And I don't know if you'll be happy about this, but it comes in one big case, not a whole bunch of little cases. And it's got
Is it Blu-ray or DVD?
DVD. And it's got a pamphlet.
A pamphlet.
A pamphlet. So like it's got the episode guide, so you know like where you are, because I tend to stop in the middle of episodes if I'm doing other stuff. Close, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just like I kept making jokes and quoting it and thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, I just need to look. And it wasn't super expensive, so I was like, I'm gonna order it. So Venture Bros. Yeah. And because we've been like 3 weeks in, I have 3 show and tells. That was one of them, but it was also part of what I've been watching. Another one is something from the Lee box. It is a steelbook case of Horizon.
Ooh, so pretty.
Yeah, and then
That one's
inside
cool.
is really cool. It's just got like cave paintings.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Only makes sense to me because I played it. Oh no, Alec played it too. Alec knows.
Yes, I've
Hey,
beaten
fuck
it.
you. I played it. I haven't beaten it, but I played it.
I've been it. So.
Wow.
Alex-
Okay.
Alex
Okay. I'll beat it one day. God damn it.
And
You beat it
something-
right now on cam.
Right this second.
Yeah.
I was like,
start playing it.
I was like, are those underwear? But no, it's a sweater. My other show and tell is also from Lee's box, and it is a duck, and it is a Jill duck.
Jill.
It's a Jill duck in a bath. It's those things that Sean is obsessed about. For
They're
some reason.
Amazing.
They're ducks.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's a little low Jill
Did I
duck.
leave that with Alex?
It has no feet. It has no feet,
Probably.
but it has no feet. It has a big butt. Yeah.
It's handicapped. No feet.
It is. I when I looked at it quickly, I thought it was like underwear up her skirt, but it was her sweater. I was like, what? So yeah, Jill duck to go into the Jill box or Jill things. I can't put the lid back on it. Tubs. I still think these things are really fucking weird, but that was cool. I don't even know if Lee is here.
He's just jumped in.
Oh, he's just jumped in. Hey Lee, it's not a show and tell, but just in honor of Lee and all of the pineapples that he has been sending me, and it's a lot of pineapples. I have decided, just in the spur of the moment when I was at the store and I saw it for $2.99, to bring back the pineapple mug. I have purchased another pineapple mug.
Nice.
This one is green,
In
and-
his honor.
and the thing to fill it is here, so you can't fill it anything like up here.
What the hell is the point of that?
I don't know, but this is
Fill it
2
with
cans. This is
lemonade.
2 cans of Dr. Pepper, so I guess
Oh,
it's
geez.
fine.
It's pretty big.
24 ounces.
It doesn't look
that's
that
huge.
big.
I mean, I have
It's like
a
small
grenade.
hands. It's a pineapple grenade.
Because it's wide, so it
Lee, you're a monster for owning 2 copies of Village.
I mean, how many copies do you have?
That's not what we're talking about right now.
Speaking of terrible monsters, Alec, how was your week?
Yeah, it's been fun. I have been so tired.
So tired.
So tired. So I've been on holiday this week. Started the holiday in Kent, back into my home county. Because one of my cousins had a family wedding, so we all got invited. So we was like, all right, let's stay in the caravan for a couple of days until like Friday. And so we went to the wedding. The cake was nice. It was good to see the couple get married and all that, but
Wow.
the service was shit. It's like everything ran late, so like everyone was supposed to have a nice warm hot cup of tea or coffee, and it was cold. It's just like there was supposed to be more food out, but no. But by that time everyone starts drinking anyway, so yeah, who cares? I came back from Kent on late Friday. So much traffic on the motorway. There was like 3 accidents along. It was like every fucking 2 hours. It was only meant to be a like 3.5 hour journey. Every fucking 2 hours. Some motherfucker just crashed into someone else. You think, fuck's sake, I want to get up. But nah. So that was fun.
Maybe if
and
you
now-
guys drove on the right side of the road, you wouldn't have so many accidents. Just saying.
People get
Maybe-
confused.
Yeah, maybe if just people just fucked off.
That too. Ride a bike, idiot.
I don't know how to ride a bike. So I'm now in Yeovil.
Idiot.
Do you know? Do you know how to swim?
I do.
All right.
He's so screwed.
I can swim backwards.
Oh yeah, because you're British.
Racist motherfucker. So yeah, I'm
I
in
don't even
Yeovil.
understand that.
Never mind. I'll tell you when you're older.
I am older.
You're the youngest one
Yeah.
here, idiot.
I know, but I still have to let her grow up. Anyway, so I know I'm in Yeovil because I figured, okay, I kind of made a plan to meet this guy called Connor before the holiday. So I was just like, all right. So I was,
Dun, 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 dun.
so I met him yesterday. We went out all night on the pub crawl. And it was really good. He had contacts with the DJ in one of the clubs, and he told the DJ to put my favorite song on. And it's like, fucking yeah. So it's been really sweet.
Gay bar?
I don't know. Yeovil doesn't have any gay bars yet.
No, is your favorite song gay bar?
No.
Oh.
It's Fragma, Toka's Miracle. So I went back to the hotel. Just me. Yeah, I did try.
Sad Alec.
And when I woke up this morning, Connor messaged me and it's like, "Oh, do you want to hang out at my mum's?" I was like, "All right, yeah, fine, whatever," because I ain't got anything better to do. So yeah, I ended up meeting his mum, meeting a couple of his friends. It's just like, oh, been really cool. So yeah, we shall see how that goes, how that plans out. But yeah, I've been playing some video games. Watched more Futurama, and I ended up buying Futurama on PS2. Which was good. And I played that for a little bit just to see if it worked. Mainly ended up buying a 60 gig PS3 console, the one that gets backwards capacity with the PS2 games.
Nice.
And yeah, and we got a guarantee for another 2 years on it. So it's just like, if it fucks up, we can go, there you go, fix it and give us a new one. So that's good.
Did you get a good price on it, or because I know those were pretty expensive for a while?
It came to £50, so that probably equates to about $200. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get this a bit cheaper on eBay, but you don't know if it's going to work, and you don't have the 2-year guarantee. So yeah. I played Shadow Man for the PS1. I bought that in a shop recently. I was just looking at retro shit, and I was like, I'm going to give this thing a go. Lee told me that we played it as a kid, but I don't remember so much of it. I played Disney's The Emperor's New Groove on PS1.
So random.
It is actually my favorite Disney movie. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get that. And I did play it as a kid on the PC. So I was quite happy to get it. What else? I played the Resident Evil 2 remake Claire's story randomly. Don't really know why I did it, but I did it anyway. It was quite fun. And then I played my show and tell.
You just have like a dartboard with a bunch of random games on it, and just like, whoop.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess
pretty
I'm
much.
playing fucking. I don't Mary Kate and Ashley's Sweet 16.
Yeah. Okay, so I might have picked up a few more Phoenix games. Did.
I want to do that
I'm
random game thing again. That was fun.
Yeah. Anyway, my show and tell. There's only one because, like, I don't have much space. So I got Dead Rising 3.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the
There's a
shiny
three.
one.
Yeah. Dead Rising 3.
It's the smallest mall.
I was like looking
in
at it
existence.
because I have completed it before, and like I was like looking at it. It's like day 1, 2013. I was like, shit, is this 10 years old? Like already?
You
That game
look
gets
like
a lot. That game gets a lot of shit, but I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I
It
actually
was
preferred.
disappointing because it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be because it was very different and it was more serious and darker and stuff like that. And
Mm,
like at the time, like that influenced like how much I enjoyed it. But I bet if I went back to it today, I'd like it even more than I did back then. And even then I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
So
mean-
did it take place in 2013 or was it made in 2013?
made in 2013. I don't know when this was set. And I don't suppose it really matters, but yeah, it's a fun game. I do understand where. It's like, I would say Dead Rising 1 and 2 was more silly, but
Yeah.
yeah, as you said, like this one had more serious tones. Yeah,
I just
Um,
find it interesting when something's set in the near future and then we surpass that time. And I just think
Oh.
that didn't happen.
Actually, funny you mentioned that. I was thinking of Dino Crisis 2, and Dylan says May 10th, 2010 or something. And I always think back to that day when I played it. I'm like, ha! Where's the dinosaurs?
Yeah, that's exactly.
They got lost.
Yeah, fucking Regina. So Cohen, how was your weeks?
My weeks were good. A little bit good. I actually felt sick for about a week last week. Not sick as in like coming down with anything, but when the weather changes, like the allergies flare up and like my hands have been aching and just weird stuff. So a lot of headaches, a lot of allergies, a lot of just stupid shit. But I had a birthday last week. So I am older, technically.
That's how that works.
I
So
feel like
now
an
I can
old
tell
woman.
you. Now you got older.
What? Tell me what I forgot.
Don't mind. I'll tell you when you're older.
Oh, yes, tell me. Because I'm
Sorry,
older.
I forgot what I said, but you carry on.
Yeah,
you just
but
called
anyway.
me racist. I don't know what you were talking about otherwise.
I've been drinking all
but-
weekend. All week.
Anyway. So, in no particular order, because I no longer remember any particular order, because you know me, I can never remember what the hell I did. But I watched lots and lots of Xena because I've been loving that, and I've been watching lots and lots of Xena. Which technically that was a birthday present. It was like an early birthday present from Jazz, like a month early. So thank you again. But I watched. I just caught up with some Star Trek Lower Decks today. They have 4 new episodes for season 4, and Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which I had started watching again from the beginning, because I'm so far behind on their season 4 is already completed. I think it's 4. or 3. I forgot. But their current season has been completed for a long while. But I just skipped to the end basically to watch these 2 special episodes, and I haven't seen that full season. And then when I tried to watch the full season, I didn't remember what was going on, so I had to start from the beginning with Strange New Worlds. Nobody cares. But I watched Dumb Money with Sean, so that was good. It was interesting. If anyone doesn't know what the premise of that movie, it's supposed to be I think it was an early release or whatever, but it follows the short stock situation with GameStop in 2 years ago. So
I
that
can
was
remember
very
talking about it
interesting.
on Wardcast.
Yes, and the weird thing is yeah, I thought it happened like a year. I was telling Sean, I thought that it happened a year later because the timeline of when we were talking about it doesn't match up to when it happened. It was weird. Or I just, time flies. One of those. I saw Elemental, and I'm surprised Jazz didn't mention that she had seen Elemental, because like she had mentioned it, and then like 2 days later I watched it because I was like, oh yeah, because I'm a follower. So I watched it, and it was super adorable. It's not the best movie out there, the best Pixar movie, but it was sweet and cute and worth a watch, and I was just, it's so cute. Sean, I think I remember you saying that you watched it like a month ago or watched it in theaters or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so adorable.
I thought it was all right.
It's just kind of warm and cute, but it doesn't have like the most it doesn't have the best. Well, the best way to describe it is to basically paraphrase someone else's review, that it felt like everything was crammed in, like everything was too like surfacey and blatant, and it seems like they're trying to do these deep emotional parts, but they go by so fast that there's no like depth to them, that they tell more than they show. But and I find that to be true. But it was still Dorbs. And I watched the UK version of Ghosts. That was a few weeks ago. And I wish that I had HBO Max to continue to watch it, because I watched it at my friend's house. And so that's our new like tradition, is that I go over there and we watch Ghosts. So I think I'm in like season 1, episode like, I don't know, 8, 9, somewhere around there. But I could not continue to watch it for lack of HBO Max. But
wow.
apparently the US version is on I forgot if it's on Hulu or Paramount Plus, but I have access to the UK the US version, but I'm already partial now to the UK version because I'm already started with those characters and I like them.
Can you understand our English, or do you struggle?
I use subtitles, but I use subtitles for literally everything. I use subtitles. Anyway, because the thing is like I'll catch just parts of certain words will get lost, and I'm like, what did he say about the I don't know, what did he say about the television, what did he say about the dryer, whatever, like there's
the telly.
Anyone that's with anyone. Yeah, my
governor.
I keep thinking that I have a favorite character, and then it keeps changing because I love them all. So things that I've played are again, Sean and I played a couple of casual games. Zombie Apocalypse, Never Die Alone, and I think it was called Shoot Lots of Robots.
Shoot many robots.
Shoot many robots. Okay.
How dare you?
We shot many robots.
Butchered it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind
I-
of
I
sounds
wish
like
that-
something Dante might do, a mini mission where on shoot many robots, shoot them to the ground.
Not many robots, many. But I was sad that I couldn't pick a female character. But I played lots of Minecraft with Jazz. Again, we started up a new world and we were exploring and stuff, and that's good. I played a game on, I tried to download a casual puzzle game, and it's literally called Cat Sort Game, and it's kind of boring as shit. It's like one of those games you'd play like when you're waiting in line for something.
Cat game.
Cat game.
No, it's Cat Sort Game. It's like they call them like cat hotels, but there's these like 4 or 5 shelves on either side, and you just sort them, but you can't move. You can't move something that's in the middle. You had to move what's on the outer edge first. So it's like a sliding bead game, basically, but instead of sliding beads, it's cats. And I played a little bit of Lara Croft Go, and a little bit of Revelations, and that's
Could just feel the anger inside of Jazz.
For 2
flare up.
reasons.
Laura.
two
I said
reasons?
Laura. I tried to say it correctly. Did I say it correctly, Laura?
No, you said Laura.
Laura.
Also,
Laura.
the game is crap.
But I like it actually. It is a puzzle game.
3 reasons.
But oh,
They
shit.
keep stacking.
I should stop talking. But so I had my birthday and I went to a family baby shower, and I'm gonna have to go to another baby shower tomorrow. And that's about it. Life's been good, aside from the life, all the things.
Wow.
I don't know. It's been decent.
Everything was fine except for the parts that weren't.
Which was all of
Exactly.
them.
You feel me.
No.
So I don't know if
feel
I've done.
things.
No,
I
that's
don't
it.
know if I've done this before. My show and tell. You can't even get a look on it. I'll have to take it out. But I got these. I don't know what I got. Oh, I did show them before. My little earrings.
Outlet.
They're my favorite.
She
little
said feel her,
earrings.
so I went like that.
Jeez.
Try to feel her.
See my little
Mushrooms.
earrings.
That's
Mushrooms?
super
I might have shown them
psychedelic and
before.
druggy of you.
Or it's a dick going into a pillow. I'm not sure which.
Wow. I mean, that's a bit of a creative jump. I mean,
I just call them as I see them. I don't know what to tell you.
you see dicks everywhere, Sean?
Well, he doesn't eat mushrooms, so
Because I didn't.
the one he would have seen.
Because seeing dicks everywhere is not something I would have expected from you. But got
Dicks
new
going
ring.
into pillows. The Sean Clark story.
That reminds me, it's
My
so
place
gross.
when I came back to the hotel.
Has anyone ever watched Big Mouth?
Yes.
No,
I watched a little bit of it. I couldn't really get into it.
yeah, the
It's
animation
weird
is
and
annoying.
gross
Yeah.
and just but I used to be forced to watch it with someone, and there's this whole thing about like a I can't even say it, but it had to do with like basically a family of pillows.
Yeah.
It was just terrible. Yeah. But anyway, so this ring, it's an anxiety ring. You can't tell, but I'm moving it because it's one of those things where it just has
Can't
the
tell.
ring. Where it has the inner ring and the outer ring, so that you can kind of spin it, a spinning ring. So I got that specifically to go with my watch, which I've had my watch for a couple years, but it just matches so perfectly. I'm very happy about that. And do I have video game Sean Patel's? No, I don't. But I also have the shirt that I got from Five Below, and it says, "Everything is fine."
No, you got to get the dog. You got to get the dog with the mug.
Okay. I'll get
You
on
don't know
that
the
next time.
meme?
But
Like the room is
No.
on fire. I think it's from like a.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Is it like a
always
porky with eyes
I
that
don't
are
know
like-
why,
This
but
is
it makes me
fine.
think of Dogbert. like from Dilbert,
Like Dilbert. Oh yeah.
which is stupid because Catbird is the one from Hell.
Yeah. So I
So
got
I
a
don't know
few
why,
shirts. I got a few shirts from Five Below, but like they didn't section out like the difference between like adult shirts and children's shirts. So I got a shirt that I thought was really cute, but I'm gonna have to return it because it's like a halter top on me. It's like so, and with my fat ass, that's not gonna fly. But I'm either gonna turn this into a pillow or a
Careful, Sean's-
halter or something. No, what? What is your problem?
Don't mention pillows around Sean. You know how.
Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up.
Anyway, I thought it was really cute, and I have another one that's dirty. But
Ooh, dirty
I'm either
pillow,
gonna
big
have to-
Bella.
how? What?
Nothing, carry on.
The dick goes into the dirty pillows. What?
Wow. Well, luckily I don't have a dick.
That we know of.
Anything else?
Do you want to show us the dick? Make sure it's you don't have one.
What?
Let me go.
Jack's like,
How's your week?
Ah! We're not gonna go there.
on to Sean.
How is your week?
Hello. My weeks were okay until now.
Except they weren't.
Have any encounters with pillows recently?
I
If
was
you did, don't tell us.
semi-productive in terms of games and movies. I did some stuff.
Shut up, Jack.
I watched the Expendables 4. That sucked. It's the first one I've ever seen. It was terrible.
Why?
I don't know. I saw A Haunting in Venice. It was all right. It was kind of slow. Dumb Money with Carmen, like she mentioned, and I think that was it for what I watched. Played a bunch of games. I played the two that Carmen mentioned, Shoot Many Robots and Zombie Apocalypse. I platinumed a couple of games, actually. I platinumed 99 Vitas, which was a pain in the ass. I literally had to beat that game like 30 or 40 times or something stupid like that. It's not very long, but it was terrible. And I platinumed Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 3. Platinum.
See, now
Did you
you're
ever
done
get
with that.
Halo
You
going?
moved on to the pillows.
Yeah, now it's time for the pillows. Currently, I'm
Platinum the
playing
pillows.
the Saints Row reboot. I started playing it before we even talked about it. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was waiting because we said we
Yeah.
were gonna play them together, but then
Yeah,
you just
no,
like
I was
disappeared off the
no.
face of the earth.
I was pretty much done with it before we even talked about it. But I still want to play it.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, I
I
need
would
I need
like-
help with one trophy.
Exactly.
There's one multiplayer trophy. We have to play it.
I don't want to go in there for the trophies. I want to go in there to shit on it.
Well, there's plenty to shit on. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I thought it was going to be really bad. So, like, it's still bad, but it could be worse.
Could be Village.
There's elements of it that I actually enjoy that feel like Saints Row. So, I mean, there's something. There's that at least. Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm almost done with it. Like it seems like I am, but if I am, that game is very short, like like a couple hours long. Like it's really bad.
That's bad for a Saints Row.
Yeah, it's really bad. But like the only reason I think I'm at the end is because like I was trying to progress the story a little bit more, and it gave me a message. It's like, are you sure you want to continue? It's like,
Oh,
and I'm like, it's never given me anything like that. So that leads me to believe like that there are some games where it's like there's a couple of like points in the game where it's like, okay, there's no turning back from this point. But it doesn't make sense for this to be the first time that that's ever happened. So I'm pretty sure it's the end.
because
Very
they
short.
knew that the business was good, or the company was going down. So they're like, okay, we need to put something in here to get people to play it more, so they think it's a bigger game. And then they're like, are you sure? And people were like, oh no, not yet. And then they go do stuff.
Yeah. It's there's a lot to do on the side, but like not in a good way. It just feels like one of those bloated like Ubisoft games where it's like you're just doing the same handful of things over and over and over and over, and it's just like Jesus fucking Christ, shoot me. But
Good.
like I want to get all the money and unlock all the like. It's just part of, I have to unlock all the things. Like I'm OCD
Wow.
about that stuff, so I got to get all the outfit pieces and I want to
Mhm.
try. I'm probably not going to do everything. Like I'd like to get all the cars and upgrade everything, but I'm probably not going to take it that far just because it would take way too long to do it. But I want to go through and do all the challenges and platinum it and stuff like that. And it's just like it's so tedious and repetitive, and so much of it is just like really situational where it's like, okay, well, first you have to unlock this weapon, and then you have to be in this specific situation with this specific type of enemy and do this 10 times. It's like, fuck, that's so annoying because you have to like just run around trying to find these very specific situations to go like do these little errands. And it's just like, it's not fun. It's not a good time. But yeah, it is what it is. The game that killed Volition. Good job. Makes me really sad. What else? Separate Ways came out for RE4. I started that. I wanted to play it the day it came out, but I just started playing it today, so I didn't get to go too far because
Which
that,
one?
that was part of what put me behind. Like I lost track of time and I lost like 2 hours playing fucking Separate Ways.
Oh.
But yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. So far they changed it a lot. And I kind of think it was for the better, but at the same time, it's just like, it's just different. And I don't like that. It's like, I want Separate Ways with like really pretty graphics. That's what I want. But it's not, it just doesn't feel like that's what it is. It just feels like something else. And something else is fine, but don't call it Separate Ways. Like call it different ways. Call it something different. Like if you're doing something different,
Remastered
something
ways.
else.
Call
Like
it
don't
Wandering.
tell
That makes
me.
no sense though. Well,
I just don't like
okay.
that. Don't
Actually,
tell me
my
it's this thing and then not give me this thing. Don't do that. But it's good. They implemented some new gameplay mechanics that are pretty cool and stuff. And yeah, it's nice going back to Resident Evil 4. It's such a good game. They did a really good job with that remake, despite it not being perfect.
So, does Ada's character feels better now? Now they've had time to, kind of work on the character.
Oh,
No.
you mean like the voice, or what?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's
like-
way worse.
Oh,
It's
okay.
so bad. That is the worst part of it. Like every time she talks, I
I'm
just want to turn the
confused.
game off.
Mhm.
Like it's grating. It irritates me. Like
I don't
it's
even
just,
remember it.
it sounds like she doesn't give a
It
shit.
just sounds so Wong.
Wow.
It literally sounds like they're like, just do this thing. We don't care. We're going to give you no direction. Do it however you want. And she was like just lazy that day and she didn't want to try. And she was like, no energy. She doesn't really give a shit about
Oh,
the
just
role.
like Ada.
Have you heard of? Apparently, there's a character in Baldur's Gate that is voiced by, I think it's Megan Fox. Baldur's Gate 3, obviously.
Mhm. She's also in Mortal Kombat 1. Who?
And
Why?
it was just apparent. It
Peter
was
up.
just so bad, and I heard clips of it.
Yeah,
It
that
was
she's
just
terrible
so
too.
so
Like
flat.
in Mortal
It was
Kombat
just
1,
so bad.
she did the voiceover for, I think it's Natara. It's like a vampire lady.
She was like,
And it's
"I
kind of
will
similar to what I
slay
was
you."
talking about, where just like there's like it sounds like she doesn't give a shit. It's just
It's
like
like,
she's
"I
doing
will
this because
slay
she has
you."
to do it, and she's gonna put in as little energy and effort as she can. That's what it feels like.
But that's Megan Fox. Like that's her.
It
acting.
is, yeah.
It
But
worked
that's-
really
Like,
well for
at
her
least
in New Girl.
give
That her character in New
did.
Girl worked well for that. But like,
But yeah,
Give
like
her like a
vampire lady,
deadpan
like
stoic
no.
character, then not just like not be like this badass bitch and then be like, "I will kill you and your family
Yeah.
and everybody you ever loved," you know,
And your dog.
and your dog. Yeah.
I genuinely feel like that voice actor ruined the character. It's just awful, and I hate it. Um, let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. I'm playing. I think it's called Honkai Star Rail, which is like a JRPG on phones. The reason I'm playing it is because it popped up in my rewards thing. So I was like,
We've
No.
I
talked
know it's
about
a
this one.
popular, it's like a really popular game, and like they
Link
just
me.
brought it over to consoles and stuff like that, and like everyone's freaking out about it, and like 30 million people fucking downloaded it, and it's like the game right now. And I figured since
Link
I can
me.
play it and earn rewards and whatever, I figured I would give it a shot just to see like what the big deal is. And it's actually like for a mobile game, it's pretty good. Like the graphics look really good. It feels like a pretty fleshed out, like turn-based JRPG. It's not bad.
I want to play it. Link me.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I think the only thing that I don't really like about it is that it's a fucking cell phone game. Like nothing plays well on a touchscreen because it's like there's just like a fake analog stick that's on the touchscreen, and you move around. I don't know. It feels terrible, and like moving the camera is just the worst thing ever. So that's not great. But
Mobile
outside
games
of that,
are
it's not
stupid.
bad.
Mobile games is stupid.
They are garbage. They are trash.
Yeah.
You know, they have these plastic things that bumpers basically that you can
Dildos?
connect to your phone. How what?
Never mind.
Ignore him. It's fine.
Like they have these bumper things that you can like buy to attach to your cell phone that will it has like a little, stylus sensor on the bottom, and basically it turns your phone into like
It turns it on, does it?
oh yeah. No, it has thumbsticks. And it turns it into like a controller so that you can play those specific type of games with your phone more comfortably.
Yeah.
Alec is over there dying in the corner.
I'm always doing it.
Yeah, they make a bunch of things like that, kind of like they're kind of like that fucking PS5 thing that they're releasing that's like a screen, and it's got like a PS5 controller that's like cut in half, and it goes like on the opposite sides of the screen. Like they make like that skeleton that kind of turns it into a controller, but it's just I don't care. Like I don't care about mobile gaming that much. I'd rather just not. But yeah, that's it, and just computer garbage like I'm always dealing with.
Show
That
and
was
tell.
my week.
Show and tell.
Show and tell. I got this is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney collection.
Hey, guess who
This-
voices that guy?
Who?
Is it an attorney?
Sam Riegel.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he Phoenix Wright?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the Japanese version. It's like a multi-language version though, which is cool. So, but I think this is the only way to get it physically in the US on the PS4. I think they made a physical release of it on the Switch that came out in the US.
It's also on Steam,
Not physically. Uh,
of course.
but yeah, so it's cool that I can have it physically that way. And it's just got a neat little collector's box, but it's like 5 games, I think. It's like the first 3 Phoenix Wright games, and then both of the Chronicles games, I think is what they're called. I beat the first one and I haven't gone back to it since. But I will one. They're good games, but they're just I don't like visual novels, and it's just hard for me to get into that, especially for like any kind of length of time. Like going through one of them was hard enough. Like going through 5 of them is going to take me some time. But we're going to be talking about this later, so I figured I would show Final Fantasy VII Remake Collector's Edition, and it's open, so I can show it. Oh, how about that?
Yay!
Occasion that I have an open GAM.
Yeah, Gam.
What's the occasion, Sean?
Well,
birthday.
I wanted to play it when it came out, but it's got a steel book, which is kind of blah. Like that looks cool, but the back is like, why? no effort.
Yeah, it's shiny. It's still good. I like the simplicity.
And it's got cool artwork in the inside of it, which is nice, but it's not nearly as nice as the one that Jazz has for Horizon. That one's way better. It's got a little mini art book like every collector's edition has. It's got I think this is just like a partial, mini soundtrack, but at least it's on disc rather than a code. And a game, of course, physical game. But that way you can kind of see what comes in the deluxe edition, because we're going to be talking about that later, because they're doing something similar with the second part of the remake that's coming out next year. But yeah, there you go. There you go, everybody. We've done it. It is time for me to not be ready. I thought I
might have
had
lied
this.
to you.
Did you lie to me about what?
Well, they said it was him, but I'm not seeing him anywhere, so it might not actually be him.
Objection.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That sounds right. I think I heard that somewhere.
Same.
Yeah, I think you heard it from Jazz a few minutes ago.
What year did it come out? Maybe I'm just not far down enough.
I mean, there's a bunch of them too. Like there's
Yeah.
like even outside of the 5 that are in that collection, there's more. There's a lot of them. So he might have been on like in one of those spin-offs or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they said that like that was like him.
Yeah, and just like thinking about his voice, like it would fit.
I know he was
It would make
Steve,
sense.
so, and he was in like the Ninja Turtles and a whole bunch of stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's time for some news.
News.
Yep. There you go. Time for some news. Time to be disappointed. Now it's actually there's some good stuff for once, actually, which is good. Oh God. Bear with me. I have to find the image that I
Good
want.
stuff is good.
What's good? What's good?
I'm a little bit shocked.
Oh, there we go. Mario. Nintendo is actually giving the fans what they want. How about that for a company to do? There's a crazy thought. Nintendo is actually on a hot streak. Recently, the company announced a brand new mainline Mario game, Super Mario Wonder, and the much anticipated Super Mario RPG remake, both of which look really good. They've been killing it with the previous 2 Legend of Zelda games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And now Nintendo is giving even more of what fans have been clamoring for. On the recent Nintendo Direct, Nintendo announced a remake of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, which is one of the highest praised Mario games of all time, but is very rare and expensive, making it inaccessible for most people to play. Nintendo is rectifying that not only with the highly demanded port, but with a full-blown remake, and it looks really, really good. Aside from that, they're doing a remake, an HD remake for Luigi's Mansion 2, which previously was locked onto handheld systems. The only way to play that was on the DS. So for the first time ever, you're going to be able to pick that up on a console, home console on the Switch. So that's cool, and it looks good, looks cleaned up. On the topic of Nintendo games locked to handhelds, Princess Peach is also getting a new game on the Switch. Until now, Peach's only solo adventure was on the DS back in 2005, but she's finally getting her second game and her console debut in the form of Princess Peach Showtime. Super original right there. But this will be a somewhat traditional 2.5D side-scrolling adventure game like most Mario games are. But it's going to offer unique gameplay mechanics centered around Peach's fashion, I guess. Changing hairstyles and outfits will grant her different abilities, like Sword Fighter Peach and Kung Fu Peach for combat, and Detective Peach to investigate clues and solve puzzles. It looks interesting. But yeah, that's a lot of pretty high profile titles that all look really good. A lot of things that people have been asking for a long time, and looks like they're finally giving people what they want, and they're doing it in the way that I appreciate, because they all look like they're super faithful, almost one-to-one remakes with additional content, and just upscaling the graphics and re-releasing a true iteration of what the original was. Those are my favorite kinds of remakes. Make it pretty, add more content, and you're good. And that looks like what they're doing with all of these, so it's great.
Make the weather nice.
Give me rain, give me snow. I want to feel the wind
with nice weathering effect.
But no, it's really cool to see Nintendo actually doing good shit, because for a minute there it seems like they were just kind of turning into every other developer and publisher out there, where it's like, oh, we're not going to do mobile games, and then they did mobile games, and we're not going to do DLC and season passes, and then they do that anyway. It's just like they were turning into all the other companies that that are ruining the industry. And that was kind of always their niche. That was something that was special about Nintendo, is that they cared about the fan base, and they gave good quality products. And it just seems like they were going away from that for a minute. But I don't know, maybe they're pulling a Capcom and they're trying to turn things around. Yeah. We'll see how long it takes for people to call this game misogynistic, though, because it's a game about a princess character, and she's changing outfits and stuff, and her hairstyles. Like, women aren't supposed to like that in 2023. They should be driving motorcycles and stuff. I don't know.
Shouldn't be having periods.
Wow, Alec.
What?
Nothing.
Another game that came from the Nintendo Direct, if I can find it.
I was just gonna say the Princess Peach thing.
What about it?
But like Final Fantasy X too. The whole outfit, changing your whole skill set.
Yeah, a little bit. I just feel like people are going to be like, oh, well, what? It's because it's a woman. It's got to be about outfits. I don't know.
Everybody loves outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody should be dressed fancy and well dressed.
Should wear a ward shirt, a ward hat, and
exactly. DLC.
Well, if somebody
wow, how dare you? Right. How dare you?
I lost it. I'll find it.
I will not.
Did you lose it in a freeway?
I will not finish the statement in my head. What?
Several opportunities to order one.
Wow.
No, Sean told me no. We're gonna have new
there will
designs
be
out.
more
Hold
opportunities. It'll be fine. We'll get there.
I will opportunity you.
But yeah, during the Nintendo Direct, there was a new strategy RPG, Unicorn Overlord, announced, and it sounds stupid, but yeah, aside from the name, it actually looks really, really good. You might want to give it a chance if you're a fan of strategy RPGs, like tactical strategy RPGs. But Unicorn. Oh, go ahead.
I was looking at the picture. I was like, Soul Calibur.
yeah, that sword, that Masamune sword.
I don't know how clearly you guys can see that image, but like that's an in-game shot, and for like, I don't know, that looks really good, especially for a Switch game. I think it's coming out on other systems too, but it looks really nice.
Yes.
But Unicorn Overlord is a vanillaware strategy RPG along the lines of Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem that will offer a deep storyline and deep battle system. Vanillaware's signature cooking mechanics, if you've played those games before, you know what that is. 60 recruitable characters to play as, which is really cool, and more. The trailer looks really good if you're a fan of tactical RPGs and or Vanillaware games. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. If you didn't know, Vanillaware is known for fan favorite games like Odin Sphere, 13 Sentinels, Dragon's Crown, things like that. All really good games.
Never heard
Highly
of,
praised titles. What's that?
never heard of any of those games you just said.
Well, you're not really an RPG person, right?
It depends what RPGs stand for.
It's sad. 'cause
Just like
it's
more
gorgeous, but
traditional, like turn-based, kind of slower
Got it.
paced.
Real platinum games.
What?
RPG.
yeah,
Wow.
try platinuming that shit. But no,
I'm trying.
it's gorgeous. I just don't play strategy games because I'm kind of
Well, it's not I don't like strategy games.
I
That's a
don't like-
different thing. Strategy RPDs, strategy
RPG.
RPGs are
What?
very,
Lord.
very different. Very different.
Well, no, I mean strategy RPGs. I've never gotten through tactics. I've never, gotten more than probably 10 hours into it or something because like they're just hard or I just don't have the mind for them. Or
Yeah, I mean
whatever.
that's part of the fun though, is like they're punishing for a reason. It's like they want
I
you
hate
to
punishing.
learn the mechanics, and because like it's a high risk, high reward kind of thing. Like you've got to, I don't know if this game's going to be like this, but most strategy RPGs, like you typically get access to a lot of different, soldier characters or whatever, and you put them out on the field, and if they die in that battle, they're gone forever.
Yeah.
So like you could have somebody that you've had for like 90% of the game, and they die, and you're like, holy shit, you spent so much time and effort on that character getting them there. So when you lose them, like it elicits an emotional response from you. Like you lost a character and you're like, fuck. It actually affects you. Like it's cool.
I just have a low tolerance for frustration. And
Like I always say though, not every
I will eat
game
your
is
brain.
for everybody.
I will
There's
eat
an
your
audience
everybody
for that,
brain.
and some people
I
won't
know.
like it, and that's okay.
I know, but it's a shame because I love the sort of like I love the storylines and the artwork and everything about how immersive and emotive a JRPG can be. I love it, but when it's strategy, I'm like,
I don't know. I've ever since I played, I think the first strategy RPG I ever played was Shining Force 2, and like ever since then, I've just always loved that gameplay style. It's just, I don't know what it is about it, but it's just something that I really get into. But Unicorn Overlord releases on March 8th, 2024 on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch. Definitely check it out if you're into that kind of a game.
I don't like unicorns.
Wow. The name is so Unicorn
What?
Overlord. Like
they're so
that's gonna
awesome.
turn off a lot
I don't
of
like
people.
fantasy creatures. I just like dragons because they're real.
Whoa.
What about Loch Ness? How do you feel about Nessie?
I said fantasy.
Wow. New information on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the Collector's Edition has been announced. Square Enix already proudly stated that Part 2 of the Final Fantasy remake will be released on 2 Blu-ray discs, and it sounds like that'll be justifiably so, as the game will be packed with content. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 starts where the original game truly begins, when the world opens up and you start to kind of explore and, recruit people to your party and go to all the different towns and stuff like that. So like the first one was kind of like a prelude to what this game should be. So it should be really massive, and there should be a lot of stuff to do in it.
With Vincent and Yuffie and yay.
The remake looks to stay true to this and will offer 100 hours of content, including a wealth of features like an expansive world map to explore. So it's going to be kind of open world, tons of mini games, bosses, optional bosses, and more. Final Fantasy VII Remake director Naoki Hamaguchi says that they've added double the amount of side content compared to the original game, which already had a ton. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with that. Square Enix showed off a 3-minute trailer that showcased a very faithful glimpse of what to expect, and it appears that not much, if anything, is missing from the remake, as well as some new things to experience as well. The only thing is there's still that lingering, like, where is this going kind of a thing. It's like you can tell that they're building up to something that I'm not gonna like. I just, as soon as, because it's been like, I mean, I can appreciate the new elements and stuff like that, but it's just like they're planting these seeds of like, enjoy the faithful remake for now, and then eventually we're gonna throw it all out the window and change everything. And I'm just not ready for that, because I don't want that to happen.
Do you guys remember hearing that they're going to let a certain person who died a very epic death to live? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, or it'll happen and it'll be undone. I think that's what's going to happen. I feel like
They'll
the
like resurrect
rebirth
them
is going to be similar to 1, where it's still like mostly faithful, and then but they're setting up even more so what's going to happen in the third one, where it seems like they're implementing a mechanic where they can go back and change shit. So it's like they're going to deliver on a lot of the moments that we want to see happen in the remake,
and then say so.
and then they're going to undo it. So it's like I feel like they're trying to cater to everybody. It's like, we know people want to see these things, so we're going to give it to them, but we're also going to do our own thing and change everything and mix it up. So it's like they're trying to get both audiences, and that's just, it doesn't work like that. Like, once you undo everything, you're going to lose the whole audience that was on board with the faithful remake. That's just how that works.
I don't know if they undo it in like a good, makes sensey way. I mean, I know,
but it undermines the story. If you let any of those characters that died before live, like, you're fucking up the story. That's not a faithful remake.
Yeah.
And I get that this is, there's a market for reimaginings and stuff like that. I want the thing. Give me the thing. Give me the thing with the name. Give it to me.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see.
I'm
still hopefully optimistic, even though I probably shouldn't be. Either way, I mean, if it's going to be a good game. Like, the first one was really good. This one looks really good. It has just from that trailer that they released, like, there's a lot of things that they're keeping that I really didn't think that they were going to keep, because, they were just, I mean, they were things they could have gotten rid of and gotten away with it, but they kept them, which I appreciate. And things that some people complained about, but I liked, and they're still there, so it's good. But we'll see. I hope it's good. I hope they don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up.
Oh, wait. There's still more. Oh, yeah. So, Hamaguchi, the game's director, mentioned again.
Tamagotchi.
I think he reiterated this, because I think he already said this, but you do not have to play part 1 to experience part 2, which is fucking stupid. How can you play the middle part of the story?
What was the point of making him in parts?
Right? It's like, it's literally the same thing as just like putting in a movie and like fast forwarding
the middle
to an hour and starting there. Like, why?
Or is it more like a series, like a television series, where background would be helpful but not necessary?
But it's not a series. It's like an episode. It's like they took one episode in the series and cut it up into pieces, and then you only have to experience the middle of it.
Maybe it'll be like watching Star Wars 4, 5, 6, and you can completely avoid 1, 2, 3 because it's trash.
But it's not, though, because it's one confined. It's not like a series of stories in a universe. It's one story. One. You should have to play all parts of it to experience it, or it doesn't make sense. It's one story. You can't just experience part of it and be okay. It's so dumb.
Almost like playing the first game of something and not getting to play the second one, so not knowing how the story finishes.
only worse. But yeah, I don't like that they're doing this. And on that note, they confirmed that your save file won't even carry over from from part 1 to 2 or 2 to 3.
The fuck?
Each game is going to be completely rebalanced on an individual basis. So
The fuck?
they're essentially separate games. It's not like 3 games telling one story. It's 3 completely separate games that are built to be played on their own, which is fucking insane.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, you can, play one and spend 120 hours, building up your characters and preparing to go into the open world, which is what you would do in the original game, just to get nothing. And what's even worse is the fact that they didn't say anything until now. So it's like,
because they didn't want to piss people off. That's
would
why.
assume, when you're playing the first one, you would assume that, oh, well, it's all one game. My progress is going to carry forward. So why not grind and get ready for it? Especially since I have to wait, how long has it been to like a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. So it's like, oh, I can spend more time and gear up and get ready and max out my characters and be ready for when I go into part 2. All the people that did that got fucked because they just wasted their time.
Yep. So then does that mean that your character automatically starts off at level 40 or level 1, or like how do they?
I assume they start back at 1.
Motherfuckers.
It's like they'll probably give you all the shit that you could get in the first one, I would imagine, and then that's your level 1. And then from
you probably
there,
just wake up like you got all your shit stolen or lost or fell into the sea
that
or
would be a
something.
mistake if they remove all the shit that you got
lost in nightmares.
That would
run around the mansion getting everything, and then you fall and everything's gone.
Shit.
Yeah, I would Yuffie come around and steal everything a bit earlier than it's supposed
there
to.
You go. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that they give you everything that you would have at the, theoretically, if you got everything in the first one, you should start with all that and then go from there. Otherwise, that's going to be stupid. But I mean, the whole thing's fucking stupid. Like, they introduced Yuffie in a DLC
too early.
Too early for one, but also as a separate piece of content from the game. So it's like you could play part 1 and play part 2, and you miss the introduction to a fucking character that you shouldn't have even seen yet. And it's dumb because it's like, okay, well, we already fought Sephiroth, so like, where's the buildup? See, and that goes back to what are they doing here? Because like, it doesn't make sense to make Sephiroth the final villain in part 3 when it's like, you've built up all this, you like, that's the buildup, is to get to Sephiroth at the end. Like, that was the original experience of the game. But now that you already fought him in part 1, like, that's not going to be very exciting to fight him at the end of the third game, 300 hours into the experience.
Well,
so like, you already did that.
They always do. They always keep evolving.
Yeah, but still, it just, it ruins an important dynamic of like, the journey is to get to and fight Sephiroth. You already did that a long time ago. Why am I here?
Like Seymour in 10.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, well,
like
you fought Seymour in 10, and then again in 11, and then you really beat him in 13 or 12.
No, it's just
like that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the idea.
Back throughout.
But like, that's what I'm saying is like, that that's essentially what they're doing here. It's like, oh, the main villain from this game, they bring him back in the second game, and then they bring him back in the third game, and it's like, well, that's not great.
I don't know. That's how television is, sort of,
Nah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, they also announced they're doing the same release that they did with the first part of the remake. They're doing a collector's edition, and they're doing a deluxe edition again, like I just showed you during my my show and tell. The deluxe edition is essentially the same as that one. It comes with a steelbook, art book, soundtrack, and the special packaging, which I'm sure is like the one that I showed you. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is launching at $70, which is $10 more than part 1. And the deluxe edition is launching at $100 compared to part 1 deluxe, which was $80. So that's another $10 increase. So if you're getting the deluxe edition, you're paying $20 more than you paid for it last time. So that's fun. And you're getting the same shit. So that's great. There will also be the collector's edition, similar to the original, like the part 1 collector's edition. It's basically you're getting the deluxe edition, and you're getting a like a custom statue. I think the first one gave you Cloud, and the rebirth one gives you Sephiroth. $350. 350. So $250 for the statue. That's a bit much. That's a little
That's a
steep.
pricey angel.
That thing better be like amazingly detailed and very high quality, because normally when they do a statue in a collector's edition, it's not great. Sometimes it's decent, but like you never get the quality from a collector's edition statue as you would if you went out and you bought like a $200 statue. Like it's never even remotely similar. But this statue costs the equivalent of going and buying like a high-end statue. So if it doesn't live up to that, that's pretty fucked up. Aside from the statue too, you get DLC. Oh boy, yay! The DLC pack includes summoning materia for Moogle Trio and Magic Pot, and 2 accessories: Reclamant Choker and Orchid Bracelet. And that's not great. So there's 2 summoning material. There's 2 summons that you don't get unless you either buy the collector's edition for $350, or I'm assuming you can pay for it for a couple of dollars and get it that way.
Late.
But again, what the fuck? These are summons that were in the original game. Why do you have to pay anything to get them? It's bullshit. Why? Why's it got to be like that? Because money. But yeah, it's sad to see that, because there's going to be plenty of people that that either don't know about the DLC or don't want to pay for the DLC, and they're losing content that should be part of the core experience, and that's just really shitty. Just like with Intergrade, where you get introduced to Yuffie. A lot of people, myself included, didn't give a shit about that and didn't get to experience that, but like this is shit that is part of the original game. Like it shouldn't be locked behind a paywall. Just like with Resident Evil 4 Remake. Why the fuck is Separate Ways separate? Separate. But like, and it's $10 more. So not only did you have Resident Evil 4 that, games were $60, now you had to pay $70 for that. And then, another $10 for Separate Ways. So now we're at $80 just to get what came in the original game. What the fuck? Like it's bad enough to get DLC that's just like, okay, well, you have to pay more to get extra content, but at least give us the base game contents included in the fucking base price. It's so irritating. But for the collector's edition, people are already listing the collector's edition on eBay for upwards of $600, even though it's still pre-orderable at normal price through Square Enix. So like people are already getting ready to inflate the shit out of this price. So if you want one and you have the means to do it, like now's probably the time, because it's going to get real expensive real quick.
Nah, 100.
I want it, but that's insane. That's way too much. Oh, this is the collector's edition, by the way. This is the Sephiroth statue. Looks nice.
Looks detailed.
Looks nice, but
gorgeous.
$250. Come on.
Yeah.
He's missing a wing.
That nice. And I was thinking,
He's
like,
a one-wing
well,
I know. I mean,
maybe like the fire lights up and has LEDs and nope.
Maybe he has one ball too.
Wow.
I feel like
it
that's
has
why he's angry.
opposable arms, so then you could put the sword, and then you get the arrow thing next time in the next game.
See, I would be up for that. That would be a selling point for me. It comes with Aerith, and you can, spoiler alert.
It's an old game. People should know.
I haven't even played the game, and I know that. So
I don't think that's something you could escape
There
at
have
this
been too
point.
many memes, too many jokes, too many
Yeah.
conventions to not know about that.
Yeah, like you were living in a cave for decades if you don't know
Also,
about
I
that.
have Advent children. I've seen it.
Do they
I also have
mention that
Advent
in that? I don't remember.
Yeah, she spends the whole time in clouds, fucking like fantasies or whatever. His final
Um,
fantasies.
Oh. Tomb Raider is back, but not in the way that you probably expected. Instead of a fourth installment in the reboot franchise or the somewhat suspected reboot, Crystal Dynamics are going back to the series roots in the form of an HD remaster of the first three titles. The game will
Going back to my
feature
roots.
the game will feature a fully redesigned look. So I don't really know why this is being called a remaster rather than a remake because
Cause it'll look so pretty.
they're
And maybe
remaking
something
it.
easier.
That's
So
I love the original.
I don't understand why not even the companies know the difference between a remake and a remaster because this is a remake.
Because
not a
other
remaster.
companies have fucked it up so much that they don't know anymore.
Yeah. But
It's
anyways,
like how download actually used to mean upload and upload used to mean download, but then somebody just got it all fucked up and then it stayed permanently that way for the next like 30 years.
yeah, everybody's confused. But yeah, it looks really good. You can toggle back and forth between the original and the remastered graphics in real time. Really
Ooh.
cool.
Just like Halo.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
All three games. And see, this is what's funny though. It's literally both. It's a remake and a remaster because
Well,
you can
'cause-
when you toggle back to the original graphics, it's cleaned up. Like it's
But it's not a
smoothed
remaster.
out. It doesn't look grainy.
But it'll be the
That is a
same-
remaster.
But it'll be the same game. Like they didn't change it, right? Like it'll be
No,
the
it's
same.
it's the exact same
So
thing.
then it's
Yeah,
not a
because they
remake.
already did Anniversary, which was the same game, but they did change it. Like they
Yes.
changed some stuff around, so they've already done that. So now they're doing the like it. They're doing the. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's a 1-to-1 remake and
Yeah.
remaster. So it's great. All three games come with expansions as well. I didn't even know these games had expansions. It's crazy. But Tomb Raider 1 has the unfinished business expansion that comes with 4 new
Goodness.
maps or 4 new bonus levels across 2 chapters. Tomb Raider 2 comes with the Gold Mask expansion that comes with 5 new bonus levels in a separate mini adventure. Tomb Raider 3 comes with the Lost Artifact expansion that has 6 new bonus levels, which are a continuation of the original Tomb Raider story, which is pretty cool. So I don't know. Do you know, Jazz? Are these like PC expansions or? Oh, was
This is
this
coming out on console?
Yeah,
And
but
Steam.
I'm asking where the expansions came from though originally.
Oh,
Did you know?
No.
I want
Did
it.
you
What do I look like? I know things.
I don't think you played what is it, Tomb Raider
Oh, it's
Chronicles? Is that what it was called?
I haven't played it. I have it.
I
haven't
feel
gotten
like
to it.
maybe that's what that was. Like maybe that was like extra missions. I don't know. I don't know where this DLC is coming from because like when Tomb Raider came out, like they didn't do shit like that. PC games did that kind of a little bit, but usually they would just re-release it with the new content. So like when they say expansions, I'm just like, what? what world is this coming from? It doesn't make sense. But it's interesting and it's cool to get new old content. There will also be a new updated control scheme designed with analog stick support in mind and a lock-on camera feature, which is really nice. Those who have played the original will appreciate that because it's rough, especially the first one.
I'm still,
Jumping.
you know where I was stuck? I had apparently, well, I lost all my progress. Long story short, yeah. So
Well, now you can start it back up and it'll look better than ever and play better than ever.
yeah,
And of course, it has trophy support, which is great. I don't know. I love that. I want to see more of that. I want to play old games and be able to get trophies. That's great. I need it. Give me more.
hey Sean, Carmen
Resident
needs a
Evil,
birthday
Capcom,
present.
do it. Do this. This is the thing. This is the thing that I want and I've wanted forever. Do this.
Hey Sean,
What?
Carmen needs a birthday present.
Wow. This doesn't come out for a while.
I know.
Speaking of which, Tomb Raider Trilogy will launch February 14th, 2024 on
13th.
PS4. It's not what I saw.
Oh, they changed it then because they initially announced that it was going to launch on the 13th, and I said that was stupid because her birthday is the 14th.
Yeah, maybe
Steam has it on
maybe
the 14th.
the initial story got it wrong, or maybe they fixed it
maybe.
because they were like, "Hey, this makes more sense."
Yeah,
Who knows?
Laura's
Either
birthday is the 14th.
yeah,
Same as Phil.
either way, it's coming out on the right day, so that's good. But yeah, it's coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and Steam. As for the price, here's where it gets a little interesting. So you can buy it on Steam for the regular price of $30. Right now, it's on sale. If you pre-order it, you can get it for $27. Or if you buy it on GOG, which is the better way to buy it if you're getting it on PC, because you actually get it's not a license, you're getting a copy of the game. So do it that way if that's the way you're going. But if you get it on GOG and you already own all 3 games, you'll get a 20% discount off of that version. On consoles, the game is regularly $30, but if you pre-order with PS Plus, you can get it for $27. And that's all good so far, no problems. But here's where it gets fucked up. There's a physical version, which I was shocked to see. I was not expecting that to happen. However, the physical version is selling for $60, twice the price of the digital. That's fucked up. As far as I know, this is the first time that the physical version has ever cost more than the digital version on release, and double, no less. That's not great. And I'm really hoping that doesn't become how things are going to be, because that would be really disappointing.
Is that a way to discourage people from physical?
And it'll work. Like if they needed a way to completely do one final push to digital, that's how you do it. Start selling the physical version at double the cost. And what's really fucked up, this is the exact opposite of what they are supposed to be doing. The digital version should cost less. So like you should be like, okay, well the physical version is $60. Like, but something like this is a remake. But like if we're talking like a new game that comes out. So our new game, which is along the lines of every other new game that comes out, which is $70, right? Then buy the digital version and you get it for $10 cheaper. Like that's how that should work. Not, hey, we're remaking this old game, and if you buy it digitally, it's $30, but if you want the physical version, it's fucking $60. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But of course, I have to have it on disc, so I'm going to pay the stupid fucking $60.
Oh, of course you will. And you'll buy 2 copies.
But I wouldn't be surprised if this is kind of the way it goes. Like this is that final push. Costs more to get physical, like the last remaining bit of physical appeal drops, and then we fully migrate into like, I don't know, 95% digital, and then they just drop it. But we'll see. Fuck you, Crystal Dynamics. You can go to hell.
Perhaps they should work on a Saints Row game.
What's that?
Perhaps they should work on a Saints Row game.
Wow.
I think
maybe. This one's not really game related, but it's Buffy, so I want to talk about it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting an audiobook spin-off series called Slayers. The spin-off will be an Audible exclusive and follows Spike 20 years after the end of the 2003 TV series. The story synopsis is, quote,
Boo.
Did you say boo?
Yeah, because he's a ghost.
What?
Oh. No, he comes.
What?
Spoilers.
He's not being a ghost there. He's
okay. Spoilers.
He's being vampy.
Can I spoilers you?
You just fucking did, so whatever.
I'm sorry.
It's an old program.
No,
yeah, he's
not. Let's don't.
So
what?
So anyway, Sean, go ahead.
Anyways, what I was saying is in that scene, he's like being a vampire. He's going blah blah blah. Anyways, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah,
Angel.
The synopsis, quote, stakes intensify as Cordelia Chase emerges from an alternate. Oh wait, actually, well, this is an alternate reality. So are you okay with me reading this? Or do you want me to avoid it?
Is it a spoiler for Angel?
Well, it doesn't matter because it's an alternate reality. Like they're doing something completely different. Well, let me
If it
let me go.
spoils the
let me-
audiobook, I don't care. But if it
Yeah,
spoils Angel,
no,
'cause
I
that's-
don't think. Let me
Yeah,
read
like-
through it real quick. Make sure that there's nothing that would like imply something.
Yeah.
Sean,
Just
have you
'cause, like,
seen Angel all the way through though?
I've seen all of Buffy and Angel, yeah,
And Angel, okay, just making sure.
and the shitty graphic novel, animated graphic novel.
Because I'm not
You
gonna
mean
listen to
season
this
8?
thing, but I do want to like keep watching Angel. So
Well,
I
why
love
don't you
it.
No,
just
it-
step out
The
for a
show.
bit and then I'll
Yeah,
wait
it-
when you're done.
It doesn't spoil anything. That's fine.
yeah, I could just take my headphones off if you want, and then you could just.
It's totally up to you.
Uh,
It doesn't
if it
spoil
doesn't
anything.
spoil
but
anything, then
if
that's
you want
fine.
to if you want to do that just in case, that's totally
No, that's fine. So I'm pretty sure I just got spoiled, anyways.
Go
ahead.
You don't
Yeah, so stakes intensify as Cordelia Chase emerges from an alternate reality where she alone is the Slayer and Buffy Summers doesn't exist. Cordelia enlists Spike's help with a classic big bad terrorizing her world, his ex, Drusilla. Adding that Giles, Anya, Jonathan, and Tara also return, but through the years and vastness of the multiverse, not everyone is who they used to be. So again, it's
Ooh.
multiverses,
Tara's
and
evil.
none of it's technically going to be canon. It's going to be its own thing, which I have mixed feelings about.
They've done something like that
Oh.
before.
I got it. I bet Tara's evil because Willow wasn't there to like something.
Yeah, I find that interesting
died,
too. They don't
something.
mention Willow, so like, what does that mean?
She probably died or became a vampire. No, remember.
Or maybe she doesn't exist because Buffy doesn't exist either. But yeah, I don't know. I love Buffy. I already pre-ordered it, but
I love Buffy, but Buffy's not in this, so I don't care.
Well, I mean, I like the Buffy verse. Like
Yeah, same.
I think I used to be kind of in your boat, Jazz, where it's like initially I felt that same way. I was like, I don't want to watch Angel because like, why would I watch that? I like Buffy and Buffy's not in it and it just looks dumb. And then I watched it and I ended up liking it a lot. And then I got a
Oh.
greater appreciation for like just
But that wasn't my
whole
reasoning
universe.
for not wanting to watch Angel.
I know you don't like it.
I didn't before I watched Bones.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. I always loved the Buffyverse, but I've always liked the side characters better. Same with Angel. Like Angel as a character is all right. All right. Buffy as a character is all right, but I loved amazingly. I'm shocked as shit, but my favorite character in the series Angel was Cordelia. Like, they do good stuff with her character, and I just love her a lot.
They do some
And-
bad stuff too.
Yeah.
The
And
Angel's
yeah.
Angel's a wild ride, Jazz. Strap yourself in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I liked Fred also. But
yeah, yeah, I don't know. When you finish Angel, I want to talk about it with you because like there are things
same.
in Angel that I actually like more than things that I liked in Buffy, just because like
I'm gonna have
I'm
to
not gonna
watch
talk
all
about
these
it.
again, aren't I?
We'll talk about it another time. But yeah, there's some really good
That's
stuff.
that's not the caption, Sean.
Mhm.
We'll talk about it later. is
We'll
the
talk later.
caption.
We'll talk later. But yeah, and honestly, I have Audible because they keep uncanceling it, and it's really
that's
pissing me
'cause you're
off.
putting it on pause instead of canceling it.
Well, no, I canceled
'Cause
it
you-
last time, and then I keep meaning to go back and cancel it, and I forget, and then I get billed for it, and I'm like, fuck. Well, I guess I need
Yeah.
to go cancel that, and I lose track, and then they bill me again. I'm like, fuck, and that just keeps
I'm-
happening, and now I have 12 credits. So like,
I've just finished canceling the other day because that happens to me a lot too. B, I thought that they only allow you to have a maximum of 6 credits, or at least
So
that's
did
around
I.
it.
So I need to spend it before something happens. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's why I'm getting this. It's like I have credits that I need to spend. It was there, and I love Buffy, so it's just like a win-win. But if I had to pay money dollars for this, I don't know. I'd probably pass on it.
I'm gonna have to uncancel
But
to
and
get
plus,
this.
it's kind of cool because like when I'm doing like Amazon shit, I can just listen to podcasts or audiobooks or whatever. So it'll be good for that. Yeah, hopefully it's good. I have a feeling it's probably not going to be, but I don't know. We'll see. But if you are interested in it, the series releases soon. It comes out on October 12th. And like I said, it's already a bestseller on Amazon, so it looks like it's going to do well. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch them again. I'm just gonna have to like start. Okay.
Microsoft lied about locking third-party titles to Xbox systems. One of the largest concerns about Microsoft buying out companies like Bethesda and, more importantly, Activision Blizzard was the concern of them monopolizing the industry and locking many key franchises to Microsoft platforms. Of course, during the initial talks circulating the Activision Blizzard buyout, Microsoft denounced this and said something along the lines of, "We want all gamers to have access to as many titles as possible," and blah, 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 and something like that to get out of that, monopolizing the industry thing. Of course, they don't want to admit to that. Fast forward to today, where Starfield, a Bethesda game, is Xbox and PC exclusive. And now, according to a leaked document, Elder Scrolls 6 will be an Xbox exclusive as well. I mean, this could be just like a launch window exclusive, but I mean, let's be real. Most of the numbers come during the launch window. Like a game is just like they announce like a game is a success or a failure within the launch window. Like if it performs really well in that launch window, that's going to determine where they go from there. So like if it hits profits, 3-4 years down the line, it's still a failure. So it's all about that launch window. So the fact that this is not going to be launched on other systems, not good. Not true to what they said.
It'll come out for a cell phone. And then
So yeah. So that makes me wonder. So when they get Activision Blizzard, what's that going to look like? Is Call of Duty really going to be coming out on other platforms and whatnot, like they said? I don't know. We'll see.
Not.
I hope not. Yeah,
They can have it.
Not a good look, though.
Xbox digging its own grave.
Speaking of cell phones, Resident Evil 4 and Village are coming to iPhone 15 Pro. Yay, everybody get excited. Shitty version is coming soon. But if you want to play some Resident Evil on the go with shitty touchscreen controls, your wish will soon be granted. Both games actually run natively on the hardware, which is kind of impressive because like they're not streaming, so they run off of the actual hardware. So that phone has to be like really, really powerful because
especially against living things.
Powerful.
I bet I could play it on my 10
running.
Plus.
It's like a brand like Resident Evil 4 running on like a modern PC. Like you have to have a good PC to run that well. And granted, they can massively shrink down the resolution because it's a much smaller screen. So like I'm sure they save a lot of resource power that way, but still pretty impressive if it actually looks on par with like the console and PC versions for them to be able to do that on a cell phone. No word on whether DLC is going to be available for either games or if it'll come with it or how that's going to work out. But DLC is garbage, so who gives a shit?
Cell phone DLC.
Yay.
The fuck?
The fuck? It looks like, why does that look like Meghan Trainor?
Why does it look
God.
why does it look like Rachel?
Rachel. Who? Which Rachel?
from Life is Strange. Like the
Oh.
blue earring.
Oh, the feather kind of, yeah.
Maybe it's her. You never know.
Hope
The
not.
I hope not. The Sims 5 will be free to play. I don't know if The Sims 5 has officially been announced or not, but it's free to play. The next title in the Sims series will be, quote, free to download when it's ready. This meant that when Project Renee, the game's code name, is ready and fully open to players, you will be able to join, play, and explore it without a subscription, core game purchase, or energy mechanics. What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, that's exciting. When the game does come out, it's likely to be slimmer on content than previous Sim games, but will add more content over time. Some will be
Slims.
some will be free, and other content will be paid, of course, because that's how they make their money.
Mhm.
Developer Maxis also said that The Sims 5 will coexist with The Sims 4 rather than replace it. So it sounds like this is going to be the scummy free-to-play microtransaction companion where they can make all their money while they continue to satisfy the core Sims audience by continuing to support 4. That's great. But yeah, this very much sounds like a live service game that will likely require mandatory internet connection. They tried to do that with the last SimCity game, if you remember. That didn't go so well, and they ended up shutting down that game entirely. So yeah, that game doesn't even exist anymore. So be ready for that.
I will be.
I thought there was
I
a
will.
Sims mobile already that I
I think there's a
had it.
couple of mobile Sims games. It's not a mobile game.
I
It's
never played it.
just going to be a free to play. I'm sure you can play
Oh,
it
yeah.
on mobile devices, but I'm sure like the core experience is going to be a PC game. Download it on Steam and
No.
fucking. I've never been a big Sims person. I don't see what the big deal is. Like I
Not
don't
a
get how
real
people can
person.
spend all that time like just dicking around with those Sims. It seems so boring.
It seems so boring.
Yeah, I can play it for a little while, but then when I get bored, I'm like, okay, now.
Yeah, I
it's
could see
just
messing
time
around
to
for a
watch.
while and then torturing and murdering everybody and then moving on with your life. But like, got a rabid fan base that just like love the shit out of it and play it
I've
constantly. They just don't understand.
People who don't want to deal with real life.
Deal with somebody else's life.
Yep. I mean, maybe that's the same sort of mentality that likes to watch reality TV, kind of a thing. The same sort of mind that likes reality
maybe.
TV might like Sims.
Voyeurs, pedophiles, things like that.
Is that what that is? Whoa! What the?
I don't know.
What?
Mortal Kombat 1 on
That
Switch.
picture right after you say pedophile.
Mortal Kombat 1 on Switch is a joke. Mortal Kombat 1 launched across all platforms on September 14th and has received mostly favorable reception on all platforms except for the Switch. The Switch version launched with completely busted graphics, as you can tell in that image. That's a screenshot of what it looks like. The visuals, even docked, are so bad that it's being compared to PS2 games at worst and textureless at best. Like as if like, when you're playing a game and like the assets are kind of popping in and like things just don't have textures. That's kind of what this game looks like all the time. Yeah, and even that has ranges. Like that's when it's performing well. When it's not, it looks like a shitty first generation PS2 game.
What in the absolute fuck? Like, what kind of?
Because they don't pay people to fucking test games anymore. They're like, oh, but we want to launch it. We need that money. Put it out. We'll fix it later. That's why. But yeah, this has resulted in massive backlash from Switch players, as you could imagine, who have taken to YouTube showing how busted the game is. Oh God, what was it? That's what it was. NetherRealm, the developer of the game, disabled the share function on the Switch version so that people couldn't share clips of the game. So they knew that this was fucked up and they released it anyway. So that's cool. Series.
Wow. I bet people are just like showing it on their cell phones anyway. They're like, look at this
Yeah,
shit.
actually, a lot of the video footage on YouTube is like, it's like, yeah, it's from like
Cell
a
phone.
camera, and people are just like recording off their screen. So yeah. Series creator Ed Boon has addressed the issue, stating that the Switch version will, quote, absolutely be getting an update. Oh, you think? Congratulations. Thanks for, promising to give us an update for this fucking piece of garbage. Thank you. Very, very fulfilling. Not only is this like just unacceptable, but this game launched at for $70, the same as the PS5 and Xbox Series versions, which means like this is supposedly one of the more costly
Refund.
games to develop, which was their reason for the whole increasing $10, for video games. Video games are so expensive to make these days, but they made this and charged the same fucking amount. That's okay.
Refund automatically. In fact, with today's graphics and everything, like if it came out looking like that, I wouldn't pay $10
Yeah,
for it.
it's absurd.
that.
Could you imagine paying $70 for a game that fucking looks like that, especially on the merits of, we're increasing the cost of games because it's so expensive to make games. You're telling me it was expensive to make that? It was expensive to make visuals that came out like 2 decades ago? Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah. I hate the world
Yeah,
today.
so, and again, like they're going to patch it. Okay, well, first off, what does that mean? Like, to what degree?
How do you patch that?
Yeah, like
though?
how much polish can they really give it? I'm assuming
They're
they
gonna
were
have to,
struggling.
like-
I'm assuming
They're going to have to rescind it, report it,
That's-
and then
that's
send
not
that
gonna
out
happen.
and call it a
That's
patch.
not
But
gonna
it's
happen.
actually the
But
well,
yeah, like I'm assuming again they were aware that it looked like this, and the reason it does is probably because they were struggling to get it to run well and look good. So they're probably not going to be able to make it look substantially better without tanking the performance. So there's only so much they're going to be able to do with this. And guess what? This game
What if
has
they
physical
just-
copies. So guess what that means? Everybody that has the physical copy of the game is going to get this shitty, busted ass version. And that's going to be the version that exists once servers go down. So that's cool.
Yeah.
yeah. They should literally just refund everybody and say, my bad, I guess it won't be coming to the Switch. And fucking
It might go down that route,
just
depending
scrap
on
it.
what they're able to actually do with it. People might be pissed enough to demand refunds. They essentially did that with the last Batman Arkham game, Arkham Knight. It was so broken. It had a release, but it was so fucked up and broken, and they spent so much time and money on it that they were just like, we can't continue to do this. We're just going to refund everybody and pull the game. So that game no longer exists on PC because it was so fucked up. So there is a chance that could happen with this game as well.
But on PC, but did it existed elsewhere?
Yeah, it's fine on console.
Also? Okay.
Just like this is fine on everything but Switch.
Mm.
It's like sometimes they'll build a game for a particular, like they'll build it for console, or they'll build it for PC, or they'll build it for Switch, and then they'll port it out from there. They'll essentially re-engineer it to work on other systems, and sometimes they just can't make it work right. So
rather than working on porting, then I guess they should be parallel, like creating parallel rather than like port it.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to just like make parallel versions. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what they used to do. Like as
here,
far back
have
as
this-
like the Genesis, you'd have like Aladdin on Genesis with a completely different game than Aladdin on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I think part of that
But
was
like same
because
levels.
each system was able to do different things better, and
Yeah.
each version would lean into that and perform better and take advantage of techniques that the other one couldn't do.
Like
And
this one has better colors, and this one has better like
and even around like
mechanics.
360 PlayStation 3 generation, they would release a lot of games on handhelds. where they had to completely rebuild that game from the ground up. So like that's how they used to do things, but now it's just like, again, what's quick, we'll get it out, we'll fix it later, we'll worry about it later. And when you're rushing to get it out to sell, you're not thinking about this stuff, you're not preparing for things, you're not spending the time testing and seeing if things work. And so when things come out, when they have the mentality of, oh, we'll release it now and fix it later, well, maybe they can't, maybe the hardware can't accommodate that, maybe there's too much lack of hardware to make it function on certain systems. But when they just blanket everything or like put it out on everything now and we'll fix it later, you're going to run into situations like that. And that's just how they make video games.
It's like trying to get a wrestler to do synchronized swimming.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's a weird analogy, but yeah. Okay. Final Fantasy 16 is a failure? Question mark.
Yay.
Wow.
Didn't you play that?
I like that game.
Didn't you? Did.
I almost have the platinum. I need to do one more playthrough and I'll get the platinum.
Okay, so why did you put fail?
Because it's not doing well. Despite being a great game, reviewing in the 8 to 9 out of 10 range on average, Final Fantasy 16 is not performing well. Square Enix has lost an estimated $2 billion in value since Final Fantasy 16 launched in June. Again, we talk about that launch window and why it's so important, with nearly a 30% drop in company share value as of June 22nd. 30% drop in value as a company. Final Fantasy 16 sold around 3 million copies in the week of its launch, but has steeply declined in the following weeks. So again, 3 million copies is good, but when you invest all this money and your projections are too lofty, 3 million copies isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 16's underperformance. Wow, I can't read. Final Fantasy 16's underperformance, along with the massive failures of Marvel's Avengers and Forspoken, has put the company in a bad spot, in which many are wondering if the company will ever recover.
Wow.
So we might.
But
I think they'll be okay. I think they're gonna do the typical, well, we're restructuring kind of a situation, and they're gonna reevaluate how they approach game development, because they've been putting out too many really expensive games too quick. So they're probably gonna slow down their production rate. They're gonna invest less money on fewer titles, and they'll probably be okay and they'll be around. But I think eventually they're not going to be the company that we kind of expect them to be, like the AAA producing like massive, high quality, gorgeous video games. I don't think they're going to be that, or maybe they will, but to a much smaller degree. Like maybe we'll see something like a Final Fantasy VII remake quality game every once or twice a decade or something like that, depending on how bad this hits them. I don't know. There is money to be made there if they do it properly. But every time they put out a Final Fantasy branded game, they're so expensive. If they fail, it really hurts the company. And it's so hard to be successful in this environment where projections are so high.
Well, the sad thing is, and I hate to see anything bad happen to Squeenix, but the thing that I feel is this is where consequences come in. This is where I keep telling you, like I'm it's harsh to live through and to have to go through all, well, not harsh because we're talking about games, but I mean, like, it's kind of sucky to have to go through this sort of situation where you get bad product after bad product after bad product, but and have to like put in the money and then get the very, and I'm talking about from the consumer standpoint, put in the money, like you're excited about a thing, you give them your hard-earned cash, you get shit in return, and it's and to be disappointed again and again. But so that's kind of unpleasant. But what I like to see is when the consequences have, hopefully they will have that positive turnaround. You know, like just like you're saying, like hopefully they will restructure, they will rethink and so forth. Like I'm excited for that. Like if they should, if I feel like society is getting to a point where, you know, we're coming into our fuck around and find out phase. You know what I mean? Like we're being able to voice our opinion with our dollars. You know, we're able to, you know, to sort of support or not support, or you know, I don't know, our ability to create backlash, I think is kind of a positive thing in redirecting people who get too big for their britches, companies that get too big for their britches. You know what I'm saying? I hope that made sense.
I know what you're saying. I don't think that's really what's going on here. I think it's more of a, unfortunately, they're one of the few companies that's still kind of living in a world of like, hey, let's make really high quality, high end single player experiences like that. The market
And it's
isn't
gorgeous.
built for that anymore, and they're trying to hold on to it, and they're not making comparable revenue compared to mobile games and free to play games and multiplayer games and games as a service. So like, but their projections have to be in line with those games because they're a business. So like they have investors that are like, okay, well, X, Y, and Z companies are making all this money. We need to be doing that too. So our target revenue is going to be similar to them, even though they don't have a audience that's going to pull in that revenue. Like they don't, or they not even an audience. They don't have a infrastructure of microtransactions to just, you know, flood in money over and over and over, you know, through all these microtransactions over time where they make stupid amounts of money, because that's not the kind of game that it is, but that's what the market is. So they just can't, they can't compete with that. They can't be in that,
Right.
they can't be successful in that same environment. And
Well,
that's more of what this is than anything. But I get what you're saying. But we're gonna
yeah.
we gotta
Oh,
we gotta keep going. It's late as
yeah,
fuck,
yeah, yeah.
and we got one more thing real quick to talk about,
Oh,
and then we're gonna go
much.
into some games, and then we'll wrap up and get the fuck out of here because we started super ass late, and we have some tired people here that stuck around.
Ooh.
They are troopers.
Yeah, into the wee hours of the morning night. I just hope they don't go to the dark side, though. That's all.
Everyone's going to the dark side. It's
I
inevitable.
live there.
Yeah, I think we all live there, honestly. Unity
That's
attempts to
me.
single-handedly bring down the gaming industry to its knees. Unity, which is a massively used cross-platform development engine for creating games over the past 18 years, has made a decision that could have huge ramifications on the industry. On September 12th, Unity announced that as of January 1st, 2024, they will start charging a Unity runtime fee of up to 20 cents per install for every download of a game that uses the Unity engine and surpasses 200,000 installs. So that's 20% on the dollar. So
That's neat.
it's what?
So this is for developers, correct? Because I think that's
This is
very similar to how
no.
Unreal
This
used
is
to do.
for the engine licensor. So this is the company that made the environment for developers to make games in.
Right. So like Unreal, basically. Unity
Right.
is a lot like Unreal.
It's the same
So-
thing. They're both engines, yes.
Yeah. So the thing is that makes sense to me. Like, why is that?
Do you think that
why is
makes
bad?
sense?
Because
Okay, well, let me continue. So topical. So for games like Honkai Star Rail, which is currently sitting at 30 million downloads, that's $6 million that Unity would take on top of the licensing fees to use the engine. And
Oh, on
there's,
top of the licensing fees.
but even if not, $6 million that they never had to pay before.
Yeah.
And they're all in like current contract holders who like signed a contract without this fee as part of their contract are going to be forced into having to pay this as well starting next year. So like everyone gets wrapped up into this. So like no one's agreeing to this, it's just being forced on them. But anyways, yeah, it doesn't matter how big of a business you are. $6 million, that's a lot of money to just
Yeah.
lose. That, you know, you went from $0 to 6 million. Not cool. And then what about developers who release free-to-play games that have like a low microtransaction rate, or games that get downloaded and fail, or just are simply made for free? They're all subject to this as well. So you could have somebody release a free game and then they get downloaded 30 million times. Guess what? $6 million.
I kind
How
of
much
thought
did
that
you
was
make?
always how it
Nothing.
was, though.
No,
I
there was the
like
you paid
along,
initially for the engine.
but along.
There's some kind of initial percentage of revenue that they would take in addition to the licensing.
Yeah,
But again,
that's
if
what I'm saying.
you're making a free game, there, you know, 2, 5, 10% of zero is still zero. But when you talk about, okay, well, it's 20 cents every time they download something, you're making zero. You owe them
You're
money
making negative.
times X downloads. That's going to ruin companies, or it's going to ruin free to play. Yeah.
Well, I
So
wonder what the terms and conditions are for creating anything on the Unreal Engine now. I mean, I think it's apples and apples, because I know that there are licensing fees. I know that there are also, it just seemed to be part of that if for commercial use, when you use their engine, you are paying for your success. Does that make sense? I mean,
yeah,
I thought
but
that was
it's
how it
just
already
like,
was.
it's similar to like that whole like Tomb Raider thing. It's like, oh, okay, well, all of a sudden you're paying double for a physical game out of nowhere. What the fuck is going on? That's not good business. That's not good for anybody.
You know, it'd make
The
more
You're
sense.
going to
It'd
sell
still
less
be shitty.
copies and make less money because you're instantaneously massively inflating the cost, which means less people are going to invest, and that hurts your profits, and it pisses off and alienates the consumer whether they buy it or not. That's not good business for
What would
anybody.
make more sense, I think what would make more sense, of course, they're not going to do it, is if they wanted to do that shit, if they did it incrementally, that way people could decide whether to continue to, you know, they would have time to adjust and then maybe not use Unity in the future. Maybe, you know, go somewhere else.
Well, that's already a problem,
For
right?
future titles.
You don't want to build an environment where people can slowly trickle away from you. Like that says that you're doing something wrong, right? People shouldn't be wanting to leave your engine because of something you're doing. There's a problem there. People are leaving for a reason. But anyways, yeah, so like that's literally going to destroy companies and massively increase the risk of making games in that engine. And how do you think developers are going to respond to that? They're going to have to increase prices, which directly affects the consumer, right? Of course. Why wouldn't they do that? So that's not good for the consumer in that way either, right? Taking development risks will become more dangerous than ever and will massively affect what development teams are willing to make and what kind of creative risk they're willing to take. Like that's already a problem. And then you put this on top of that, creativity's gone. It's everything is going to turn into what is guaranteed, what's popular right now, what can we get, what's a guaranteed sell. No one's going to take risks. So it's going to destroy the video game industry, and everything's just going to be Call of Duty. They not I mean, we're already
Or-
close to that already. Like everything's
but
already
only on
kind of
Xbox.
cut.
Or somebody will
Yeah,
create
but
a
only on
cheaper
Xbox.
engine.
Like everything is already. Well, that's the thing though. Like Unity, people. What did I say? 18 years it's been around. So companies have been using this for a long time. They're comfortable with it.
Yeah, you
They
don't
know
want to have to
they
reinvent the
know how to
wheel.
use it. Like
Mhm.
they knew what to expect from it. Like that's changing now. Like it was consistency, and you know, you
Yes.
get used to using a service, and it just makes sense to do that. And Unity is one of the more like easier, more developer friendly engines to use. Like a lot of indie companies use it, smaller companies that are more susceptible to being ruined by this. So like it's not it's not good for anybody to make them have to leave and go use a different engine. And
Mhm.
Unity shouldn't want that. That's not good. It's not good for them or the developers or the consumer. Everybody loses in that. And that also it's also indicative of a problem, right? Like people are leaving for a fucking reason. Don't do that. But yeah, so since this announcement, many developers have taken to Twitter or X, so stupid, to make statements ranging from canceling future games, delisting games, all the way to lashing out directly at Unity for potentially ruining their companies, because you have companies out there that have projections of like what their revenue is going to be and estimated how many downloads they're going to get,
And now
and you
there's
do
this
the
huge
math
chunk.
and it's like, oh fuck, there were developers that legitimately did the math and posted on Twitter, and they're like, if I release an upcoming game that performed the way that my last game did, I will owe you guys hundreds of thousands of dollars and I will make nothing. Like that's a real thing that will happen as a result of this for some companies. Developers like Devolver, Massive Monster, and Inner Sloth, who have created hits like Cult of Lamb and Among Us, hence the picture, um, are some of the many developers who are threatening to remove their games from distribution because they can't or don't want to pay those fees. And they're even ceasing current and ongoing development for upcoming titles that use Unity for this reason. A developer called Face Punch Studios, the developers of Rust, they're doing Rust 2 in Unity. They said, quote, definitely won't be a Unity game. So they were
Fuck.
using it Unity, but they're going to scrap it and start over using a different engine. Like this is not good. This is not good for anybody. Some of the largest and most popular games in the industry right now use Unity, like Pokemon Go. That has a couple of downloads probably. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Oh shit.
Cuphead. That's a smaller one, but still pretty big. Fall Guys. Like I mentioned before, Honkai Star Rail. Genshin Impact, which is another massive one. So yeah, kind of a big deal.
So you mentioned Face Punch, and I was like, why does that sound so familiar? Not only did they make Rust, they make Gary's Mod.
Do they really? I thought that was
Yeah.
Valve.
It's
Shit.
Face Punch Studios.
Huh.
That's
Interesting.
well, I mean, yeah, but like it's anybody who made anything because Gmod just takes fucking,
Yeah. That's
it's
true.
yeah, but like holy crap.
But yeah,
Fuck.
that's not great. Which is why they want to do this. They're seeing like, oh, look at all this money. Like they're not getting paid currently for per download. They're getting paid from, you know, small percentages of what they make, what the development team makes, and an upfront licensing fee. So like that's shit tons, obviously, probably billions of dollars of revenue that they want to get their greedy hands on, and they're going for it, which is pretty fucking
But
risky.
not to play like devil's advocate in any way, just to point out, companies like, well, not companies, but like the company that made like Among Us, I know you said like they can't or won't pay those fees, but like to say that they can't, if you look at Among Us specifically, they have merch now like at Walmart and shit with like shirts and hats and like all the little
And
like,
little
Halloween costumes and plushies, and like they have like toys and everything. So like they have branched, and now like if you're the company who like they used your software or whatever to create their game, and this is what's happening. You're kind of like shit, like why are we not getting bigger cuts? And like that's probably what sparked this, is that games are being created and are like kicking off so fast that
The
like
fuckers be greedy.
yeah, but that's what the video game freaking franchises and world is now. Greed.
Yeah, that does make sense. And like I said, this is a different experience depending on the development team. Like, it's not. That's part of the problem, is that it's not balanced.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing: like, you need to be mindful of how you go about this. Like, I understand what you're saying, and I could see trying to come up with some way to make more profit, because there is a shit ton of money that you're not getting a part of, even though you're contributing to the game's design. But what you're going to do by doing that is, like, you're going to throttle the industry, right? You're because people are going to find an alternative. They're not going to take that risk. So they're going to either go with somebody else where they're inexperienced, which is going to impact the quality of the product,
Yeah.
or they're going to make up an engine themselves if they have the capability to do so.
Yeah.
And so who wins? Right? You're going to ruin your company because no
Nobody.
one's going to want to work with you anymore. And then you're going to create a moment in time where everyone is a brand new developer. I mean, to a lesser degree, like, it's not that dramatic, because there's still talented developers that can make this work, but you're going to delay progress and force these teams to invest more money and time learning new tools that they're not familiar with. And there's going to be growing pains of shittier, buggier, broken games as they navigate through these new engines. And then what did Unity gain from this? They shut down because no one wants to work with them anymore. Like, this just doesn't make sense. So, like, maybe come up with somebody that can figure this out, rather than just being like, hey, here's what we're doing, guys. You're going to give us $6 million because you're selling 30 million, or your people are downloading 30 million files or whatever. Like, that just doesn't make sense.
Unity being sus.
you need to come up with a better way to roll that out that is fair and makes sense to everybody.
True.
I wonder what's going on with Unity, that they really
want money. They want money. Okay. That's all it is. And that's part of it. There's plenty of money to go around, but there's an imbalance as to where the money's going. Like, a while back, we had that conversation of, like, we picked like 3 or 4 or 5 of the highest paid CEOs of companies, and they're making like millions of dollars an hour just by existing as an executive. Like,
I don't know how they get by.
Yeah, it's just like, but if they're making that much money, like, well, maybe we should look at how we distribute that money better if we're trying to overnight increase, taxing developers $6 million. Like, that's not going to work. Like, maybe pull some of that money that you're paying your executives to accommodate the people, your workhorses that are making the content. Because if you piss them off and they don't want to work with you any money, guess what? All the money goes away and everybody is worse off for it. But yeah, we'll go through the rest of this real quick. Luckily, there was an update to this either today or yesterday. Due to the massive backlash, Unity has backpedaled the policy pretty substantially, but it still exists and it's still not good. The Unity runtime fee will now no longer apply to games built on Unity Personal, which is the current basic iteration of the engine. And I don't know. I feel like that's more of like an entry-level indie developer that would be at the Unity Personal level. So, like, I don't know how many people are really going to benefit from that. And then developers on said plan will be able to now earn up to $200,000 in revenue without having to deal with this fee. So again, as a developer, that's small scale. $200,000 is a lot of money, but for a business, not really. Developers using the Pro and Enterprise plans will be charged the runtime fee when using the next LTS version of Unity set to arrive in 2024. Games made on the current or prior versions of Unity will not be included unless they are upgraded to the next version of Unity, which we all know how updates work. It's just a matter of time until that's forced upon them. But it sounds like there will be a window of time where people can continue to, stick with the contract and the engine, the older engine that they have now, and nothing is really going to change too much. But when it comes time that they have to upgrade, this is going to start to take root. Games subject to the runtime fee will have the option to, so this is the revamping of what that Unity, that runtime fee is going to be. I guess it's not as bad, but it's still not great. But games subject to the runtime fee will have the option to either be subject to a 2.5% revenue share or a calculated fee based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month.
Hmm.
So that actually sounds worse than downloads, because what does engaging mean? Is this like how many times people log into?
No. It's how many times people get exposed to.
What?
Yeah, you get engaged if people propose to.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
In the game.
All right.
Yeah.
Depending on that terminology, this could be worse. But even if it just boils down to engaging as a download, still not great. It's better than 20 cents per download, but we'll see. No game with less than $1 million in trailing 12-month revenue will be subject to the fee. So if you're not making $1 million within a 12-month period, then you're not going to have to pay that fee, which is good. That's way better than where we were at before. But still, once you hit $1 million, they're going to tax the fuck out of you, basically, is what that says. So it's a much less damaging rollout, but it's still going to impact developers using the engine on a large scale. And a lot of developers use Unity. It's one of the most used engines out there, along with like Unreal and a couple others. Like I think Unreal and Unity are probably like the two biggest at this point. But yeah, like it's going to impact things. Not to mention that this policy is rolling out and will become more aggressive over time, because that's how things work. Like digital games, live service games, all that shit. Like it all starts smaller scale, and then it builds up until the place where they want it to be, or to the point where they can no longer get away with what they're doing if it doesn't completely take over. Like it's a gross thing, but it's only this gross. It's not super gross, it's just a little gross. And then in 5 years, it's like, oh, this is stinky. this is really gross.
I really
And then
should have flushed that toilet 5 years ago.
And then 10 years down the road, everyone is fucked, and we're dealing with what they wanted to roll out initially. Like that's how these things happen. So the fact that they got away with this and they're implementing it, and people are more or less getting on board with the scaled back version, their foot's in the door. So now it's just a matter of like, how long is it going to take for us to see that business model become a reality? And then we're going to have to deal with what the fuck that means for the industry, and it's not going to be good.
It's gonna be bad.
But that's the news, everybody. There's a shit ton of news. There's probably next week we're probably going to have probably not as much news as that, but still probably a good amount. So strap in and prepare yourself for a bunch of news next week as well.
Only one news.
Lots of newses.
Okay, it's game time.
Is it game time?
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
I don't believe you.
Alright, let's do fucking NPCs, because why not?
Oh, wow.
Fuck them NPCs.
There it is.
Alright, so tell me who the character is in the A, B, and C, what game, and what background game it's being used.
Gee, I wonder.
Blastoise and Pound Puppies? I don't know.
It's the 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
It's not
So
101 Dalmatians.
No, because that's like Lady and the Tramp, isn't it?
No, it's
See?
definitely not. It's definitely not Lady and the Tramp. I grew up on Lady and the Tramp, and that is not.
I'm pretty sure that's one of those shitty fucking. Yeah, I know
What's
what it
that?
is, but I don't know. It's the
What's the logo? The
it's
something
the
kids.
generic Walmart version of 101 Dalmatians, the game. I don't know what
Was
it's
it
called.
like
99
$99?
Dalmatians and 1 Cocker Spaniel.
99, 101 dogs.
A whole lot of dogs.
Well, the character is Blastoise.
Yeah.
It's a Pokemon.
I said that.
It's a Pokemon guy.
Yeah.
So from what game?
So
Digimon?
Coliseum?
Pokemon Snap.
Snap. I'm going to say
Snap.
Coliseum.
Snap.
Or is it from Pokemon Stadium?
There we go.
Or, same fucking thing. What,
This is Blastoise from Pokemon Stadium, and the background is Dalmatians 3.
see, I told you.
All right.
Wow.
Lee says the person is from a Need for Speed game,
Mhm.
possibly Most Wanted.
Yeah, I think so too. The background is Wanted Dead. The background for B is Resident Evil 2. The character for B is Dino Crisis Scientist.
I mean, there's
have
a
a name?
few scientists.
Kirk? I don't know. Captain Kirk?
James T.
It is Dr. Kirk, and it is Mia from Most Wanted,
Nice.
and it was Wanted Dead. I just thought
I
I
like
was
that
like,
you just put her
Wanted.
her like legless body floating in the middle of the image. You couldn't at least like drop it down.
I
so
thought
it's like,
I thought she had like
Exactly.
I thought she was wearing like kind of zebra pants style thing. Like
Yeah, no,
Nope.
that's
he chopped her legs off.
wow.
I didn't do anything. I just put it in the background, to get rid of the background bit, and then you can put the other bit on.
Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't take that image and put it over. Wow, I don't even know what her name is. The protagonist from Wanted Dead. I guess that's kind of a testament to how forgettable that game actually was. I don't even remember the main character's name. That's kind of sad.
It's time to play an old game that we haven't played for a little while.
which is it? I don't.
I mean, we played it. You weren't here.
Wow.
Wow, bitch!
I made you proud though. There was a reverse fart, and it was great.
I think I had ages ago. But yeah.
Yeah.
A reverse fart.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for a reverse remember. Sean probably doesn't have the picture, but yeah, doesn't matter.
Oh, I didn't know we were gonna do it.
I didn't know I was gonna do it, but I was just like,
Yeah,
I kind
that's
of.
fine.
I didn't know either. Just
I don't
I wanna
believe you.
be
You're a
included.
liar. You're
I
a
want to be
liar.
included.
All right, so I got
That's the
5. Here is the first one.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's him, Speedy. Eat it. Eat it.
I'm gonna say yes, Hannah Stone. Thank you, Lee. I'm gonna say Dead Rising 3 because there's zombies and shit, and you just played that recently. so-
Can you also turn the volume up a tiny little bit on
Yeah,
the sound pad?
I heard it
and
sounded
I heard a
like
horn.
either a
There's lots of
fire
cars in
alarm.
that game too.
You can't.
It sounded like a fire
I
alarm.
try not
or
to
something.
fiddle with the sound pad.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I turned my volume up. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with Sean's thing because I have no idea. I heard like
I
it
have
sounded
no
like a school
idea.
bell or a fire alarm or something, and kids like screaming.
Was there kids? Can you play?
I
it
don't know.
again?
It sounded
I
like
heard
kids at a
kids,
schoolyard.
Yeah,
All right,
actually, you're
here,
right. More like a
Here.
school. Yeah.
here it is again.
Yeah, it's them, Speedy. Howdy. Eat it. Eat it.
Mm.
I feel like Dead Rising 2.
with
Like
the little
that-
kid.
Yeah, like when the safe area is getting overrun by zombies, there's like an alarm going off, and it sounds like Chuck is like calling out for what's her ass? The child.
I agree with you. The child.
The child.
I'll go with that.
Child.
So you're going for
Because I
Dead
don't know what else
Rising
to go with.
2? Or
It's gonna be 3, and I'm gonna be pissed. I'm
It's
just-
gonna be.
It's been a long time since I played 3. I don't remember any kids.
Well, I'm glad you thought about it because I did try to throw you off because it's actually Dead Rising 2.
Oh, you fuck! I knew it.
It's that
Why did I do that?
The child.
That child.
Is the OG.
Katie. Katie.
Katie. Jill.
Get off.
Go away!
Katie, it's me. It's Daddy.
Come away!
I feel like the biggest tell
Katie's
was the
out.
zombies. Like the zombies in that sound
Nah.
super specific.
Alright, I'm gonna say this one is Machinima. Yeah. So
Why is there a
here's-
question mark?
It's been a long time since I watched it.
It's dual.
I said a long time since I watched it. Right, here we go.
Mark me. Oh, me los sin. Who won?
Oh my god. What is it called? Oh, I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I could be wrong, but I'm in the right area. Is it Run Forest Run?
God.
Good old
Forrest.
Canadian pride.
Force. Stop.
Here it is
Yeah, I need to
again.
watch that. I haven't seen those in forever.
Here it is again.
Yes, please.
Mark me. Oh, me los sin. Who won?
Yes, you should do some of nursing our wounded around them. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
It could be RCS, maybe. I know Andrew Smiley is there. I hear him. What is it?
Oh.
I have not watched whatever it is.
Can-
But I am
here-
intrigued.
I'm gonna turn it up, and I want to hear it one
Okay.
more time.
3, 2, 1.
Mark me. Oh, me los sin. Who won?
yes, you should do some of nursing our wounded around them. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Is that you at the end, Alec? God, I don't know. What the hell is that?
I feel like it's like because you said Andrew Smiley, and I feel like it's one of like the Yeti 112 videos.
Lee says Capcom friends.
No idea what that is.
That could be. I know he was in that too, but I haven't seen any of it.
It's freaking Puanchy.
Come
Right. It's Puanchy. Final answer.
It sounded
Come.
like there was a Claire-esque voice.
Yeah, the people who record and then their microphone's super low.
Fuck. I'm sticking with my original answer. We'll
And
see
that
how,
was
I have no
see how
answer,
it
but I
goes.
am
Run, Forrest,
intrigued.
run. I think it's wrong, but we're going for it.
And Carmen, what was yours?
Oh, I said I have none.
Okay.
I have no idea, but I'm intrigued.
All right, here's the original.
Ada?
Oh, hello, Albert. My, what a neuronic turn of events, wouldn't you say?
No, this just can't be. This is absolutely impossible.
Improbable.
Shut up.
It sounds
Okay.
like the new Ada voice actress. What is that? What is
Okay,
going
so
on?
you're a ride with Canadian Pride 8, and it is the real world Raccoon City.
I get half a point.
All right. Next one is a video game.
Spanish no fuzzy. Oh, madam, start.
What the hell?
I'll give you a hint. You actually talked about it during the news.
It's Final Fantasy.
Is it?
I'll be mad if it is. Oh, that's definitely sword swishing.
Spanish no fuzzy. Oh, madam, start.
I can't place the goofy voice at the end.
Spanish no fuzzy. Oh, madam, start.
Have a guess.
Final Fantasy VII remake. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be like that scene towards the end with was it? I don't even know how to say its name. Kate She, whatever the fuck
Kate
that
sheep.
cat thing.
Cat sheep. No.
Cat Soup.
Cat soup. That's it.
Terrible anime.
Okay.
That.
All right. Jazz.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Right. Here's the OG.
You'll get nothing from me.
That, Madam Bow, is unfortunate.
Oh, it's that JRPG thing.
What?
I forgot what it was called.
So it
Oh,
is.
Honkai Star Rail.
No.
That'd be funny. That'd be amazing.
It is Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh shit!
What?
It sounds like swords. Like
I didn't know there were voices in Mortal Kombat. I thought it was just fighting.
Yeah. Fatality.
I mean,
But I
the
only have
Brit-
Mortal Kombat 2.
is it the Switch version?
I mean, it probably would have turned out more funny if it was.
Starring Megan Fox as the dumb vampire that doesn't care about anything.
All right. So this one's a bit of a trick one, but you know, let's see how it goes.
You butt.
Bit of a long one.
Hunger Games.
Heck It's like an audience laugh track.
Hunger Games. I don't know.
It was a live studio audience.
Yeah. Well, you know where they're like,
Friends.
where what's his name? Not Caesar is like. Oh,
I
what's
haven't
his
seen
name?
Hunger
Picture that.
Games.
But this is
Good
You
a
for
haven't
video.
you.
seen Hunger Games?
Nope.
Good for you. Good job.
Oh,
This is not a
well,
video game.
This
Yeah.
is a video game.
Okay.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
It is a video. What do you mean technically? It's a game based on a movie.
Oh, a video game. Okay, so then it has to be a game show video game, like
Family Feud.
Family Feud. Exactly. Hmm.
Alright, it is one more time because I know it's long.
There's way too much dialogue for that to be a game show.
Yeah, because Family Feud, there's only the host talking,
Mhm.
saying his stupid, dumbass lines.
I mean, it's not actually a game show.
Mm,
Should I give you
Fringe
another
trivia.
clue?
not actually, so
Yes.
that means that it's sort of closely sounding like.
Okay, take a look at what Lisa's put.
Top Gear.
Top Gear. Is there a Top Gear game?
There is.
Ridge Racer. Remember that one?
So I have played it in the
Oh,
past
okay.
and told you guys about it. So it's not
Hmm.
Top Gear, but what else was it?
Gear Top?
I'm versatile.
Bottom gear.
Burnout. Bottom Gear.
I know that's not the right one. I just got that at a convention.
All right.
Every
So-
time you put that into your Super Nintendo, you have to pay 20 cents.
Fuck you.
All right.
Yeah, the Grand
So-
Tour. Their new show.
You guys want to go with that one?
I got nothing.
I got
Yeah.
nothing. I'm just here for the ride.
The Grand Tour Ismo.
Okay, here's the original.
Let me get this right. At our track,
Yeah.
there's trees, animals, moisture, electricity, a house, and an unexploded bomb.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the most dangerous track in the world. Honestly, it makes him look like a duvet.
Yeah.
It really, honestly, does. It does.
Anyway, all the cars that we test at the Ebola drome will do a timed lap. And to make sure it's a completely level playing field, they will all be driven by the same racing driver. It gave it some thought.
How clever is that?
So it is the Grand Tour
Very
game.
clever. Okay.
So they literally just imported episodes of the Grand Tour and like it gave it interactive bits with the driving parts of it. So yeah.
So Lee wins. Yeah.
He usually does. He's way better than us.
All right, and the very last one. This is a machine. If you can't guess it, then I'm gonna cry.
Oh no! Well,
It's something that you did then, obviously.
All right, here we go.
Oh. Everyone's got first on the feeling.
I'll clean room up. Same right there, Potts.
I'm a real cop.
Hurry, ja, jag hoppas det har sökat.
I feel like I've seen this one. I know I've seen this.
There's a speed limit.
Tell me, because I don't remember. I know that I've seen it at the Leon and the.
It's a crime against humanity that you don't know what this is from.
I'm a real cop.
I'll call your room up. Same right there, Potts.
It's the one.
What's your badge
where they're in
number?
the car.
Yum.
It's the one from RE2.
I'm on fire.
It's the one from RE2, but what is it? Everybody knows except for me.
Lee's got
City
it.
Stories. There we go.
It is
Badge
Raccoon
number.
City Stories.
Raccoon.
It is
City
episode
Stories.
1.
It's Raccoon City.
Here's
Raccoon.
it's the original.
That guy's lost his fucking mind. I'm getting the hell out of here.
I'm on fire. Hey, I'm on fire too. Hey, we're fire buddies.
Yay!
Stop right there, miss. I'm a real cop.
Really? Then what's your badge number? Ugh.
Let's do read your comments. Unless someone else has got a game, but I don't think you do.
I do not.
No.
We got your quote one, but we don't
You
have
ready?
we can wait on that if you want.
Yeah.
It's my cat.
That
I have a
requires
cat.
like sleep.
Oh, focus.
Look at my cat.
I figured, doing reverse remember might kind of perk us up a little bit. I think it works. Right, so read your comments. I wonder if anyone's actually left a comment on that one going.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, how do you spell his badge number? She's like trying to write his badge number.
How many E's are in that?
I'm gonna go ask Chris. Chris, in here.
All right, so first comment. I think both can come from Duel episode 13.
13.
So first one is from Real Ricky Ruler 91. Quite an old bastard by the sound of it, 91 years old. Been watching since high school. Fucking hell. I'm now 30. I'm still LMAAO at.
Excuse me, what?
Laughing my fat ass off. At episode 4. Fun fact, it was because of episode 4, the part with Ada, that I discovered my all-time favorite band, Breaking Benjamin. Thanks, y'all, for continuing after these years. Here's a waiting for many more shits and giggles. Lol.
Lol.
Yes.
So, question 1. So, you guys, did you discover things from watching Duel, and what did you discover?
I discovered myself.
Wow.
Aww.
Nerd.
It's funny because it's true.
I discovered Friends because
Twins.
How many of us have them?
from Duel and RCS, I met Andrew, then I met Shayla, and then they fucked off, and I met Sean.
Wow.
Well, because it's funny that I met Andrew, and he was telling me he could like almost never get a hold of you and Shayla, and then like you're the one who I get a hold of the most, and like the other two are like, well, Shayla's like basically never really around, so it's really funny. Yeah. And now I'm part of the ones that made the Duel.
Wow.
And I think I was on it at some point.
Yeah.
I discovered Machinima.
My tits.
And what?
What?
I don't know.
I would
That's
say
too
I kind
deep a
of.
thought. Go ahead.
While you're still thinking about it, I would say I discovered that I could just actually put what I wanted to put down and not actually give a shit about if it offends people too much. It's like
Wow.
there's a line, but then I'm just like, because like the stuff that Sean would say, or get Leon to say, I'm just like, wow, that's a bit risque at times, and then just like. And it's actually Sean who first inspired me to do Dino Super Crisis from all those years ago. So yeah,
Tearing down walls.
yeah. Carmen.
I don't know. But acting voices is very fun. And I
I
discovered
guess
a
you
new type of
discovered
stage
voice
fright.
acting.
Maybe. And a new type of stage fright. Yeah.
Stage fright.
Yeah. Remember how neurotic I would get like when we were doing the lines side by side? Because I remember it.
That was because of stage fright.
Well, yeah.
Not the gun behind your back. It's like, do it right this time.
It's very complex. But
All
yeah. Well, actually, I discovered talents in other people. I discovered
I discovered that other people are talented.
yeah.
I discovered there's
Yeah,
other people.
I discovered that Sean has talents.
Wow.
And that Damon, actually, I was really surprised how good Damon was.
Yeah, initially he was
He
for
was-
sure better than me, like way better. I wanted him to just do everything. he was naturally good at it.
Yeah, I agree with Lee. I think you mean performance anxiety.
Oh, they make pills for that.
I got some in my bag actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, if that helped with stage fright, then I'd be.
No, I think you mean performance anxiety instead of stage fright because there's no stage.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, like, if taking, I don't know. It's not funny if you had to explain it, but I was gonna say, like, if taking Viagra somehow magically, like, took away stage fright, then yeah, I'd pop some man pills. I don't care. Which actually was developed for heart attack. It was developed for something.
My dick is rock
not
hard and I'm
related
ready to voice act.
I mean, they do say just imagine your audience naked. So like,
It's like, are you ready? Hang on, I gotta do these lines. It's so hard. I gotta do these lines.
Oh my God.
I'm blue, but I'm fucking hard to do.
And this is Carmen, who like earlier was like, I don't have a dick, but I would totally do Viagra if it helped me with my stage fright.
Did you just bump the table?
That was the Viagra.
That's what she said.
I think we'll move on to question 2. What's your favorite Broken Benjamin song?
Rock hard dick.
The only one that I know, I hate everything about you. Wait, is that the?
That's not even them. What?
But why do I still love you? That's not right.
That's 3 Days Grace.
Bro, do you even music, bro?
Bruh.
Are you too hard to think right now?
All the blood's gone down.
I don't know.
God.
I would
There's
say
two.
mine is Forever.
That's
What?
That's a good one.
What'd you say?
Forever.
What'd you say?
is-
Oh,
How does it go?
Forever.
Forever.
Can
Forever.
I stay with you forever?
Forever.
I will not bow.
I don't
Yeah.
know these songs.
That one's really good. Diary of
Yeah.
Jane is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these.
So the answer is yes.
Yes, all of them.
Yeah.
Except
Seriously,
for me.
I have like I don't even know like 40 Breaking Benjamin songs in a file, and I love like all of them. Like
Oh,
they're
wait.
so good.
Wait, what Jazz was just humming. I like that one. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Firefly. That's another really good one.
I really
Hey,
like
who
the first
plays
Barbie
that
Girl.
song? I Will Take You Higher. Who plays that?
Are you talking about Creed?
Bring Me to Life is my favorite Benjamin.
Are you on about the
Breaking
Viagra
Benjamin
pills?
song.
One step closer to the edge. Breaking
Oh
Benjamin.
no,
Classic.
I think Lump is better than One Step Closer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My Heart Will Go On by Breaking Benjamin. That's a good one.
God.
I want music, y'all.
Clearly.
Comment 2 from King Dust 278, taken from Tour episode 18. It's been almost 13 years, but finally finished. My childhood is now complete, and I can die.
Jesus.
That's what happens after childhood.
You die? Wow.
I mean, inside,
Well.
yeah.
Did you take too many blue pills?
On the inside.
All right. Question 3. So, do you guys feel like you can now die and
Yes.
be fine with it, or just
No.
do you still have shit to do? And
It
if
already
so, what
happened
are
when I
those
was
things?
right after I was done being a kid, apparently.
When I turned 14, I just had a heart attack. Just collapsed.
I don't know.
I'm a ghost.
No, because
No.
I still haven't. I still haven't achieved my legacy.
I don't feel like I can die, but most of the time I feel like I want to.
Same.
Like I'd be okay if it happened.
I mean, I want to know Carmen's legacy. Is it like to be the first biological woman to have a boner?
No. 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 And no, I'm gonna like write a bunch of books and yeah, or something. Yeah.
I'm
A
good with
bunch
being
of
dead.
books.
I'm
Not
gonna
one
do
book.
a thing.
And
But
a
not
bunch
too
of them
many.
or something. I'm gonna write 40 books or something. Maybe
not too
something
many.
completely different.
Because I don't want to be.
Maybe
I
I'll
don't
make a
wanna
movie.
Be,
I don't know.
I'm gonna
I don't
listen
want to be
to
pop.
A Night at the Opera, which is my favorite album by Breaking Benjamin.
Once
just
More
don't
with
wanna
Feeling
be
by
Pulp
Breaking
Fiction.
Benjamin.
I just
I
don't
found
want to be
that
Pulp
recently.
Fiction. That's the thing.
It's a movie. What?
What? No. I mean, like the genre.
Oh.
All I know is I have a whole folder filled with like 100 different projects that I need to do. So
Pulp Fiction is a genre Travolta.
No, but it's actually a genre. You know, like a easy read. You know,
It's when
like
you eat an orange while you're.
no, like an easy read. Like just shit that you just pump out. Like
question 3.
That was question 3.
Oh, question none, no more.
This has been
Jesus
mistake.
Christ.
Question 7.
A mistake.
This has been.
Oh wait, I'm not
episode-
ready. I was dicking around and
Too many blue pills.
And he
did you
doesn't
say
need
too many
blue pills.
emails.
Too many blue pills.
This has been
He
episode
doesn't need.
209. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you enjoyed the podcast or any of the content at the Ward, please consider helping us grow by sharing our content, liking the video, and subscribing. You can also support us through patreon.com/theword productions to get exclusive content, or buy merchandise like t-shirts, hats, and more on our website, the-word.com/shop. When it comes back up, it's still down. I'm sorry, I'm working on it. It's a pain in the ass. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Bye.